I
I
think
just
it's
totally overlooked it.
I think it's more
And
stubborn though than really stupid. It's not about you're stupid. I think you're just
right,
stubborn and not really seeing anything else. Like stupid is a
Right,
very harsh negative word. Stubborn, I can
Yeah.
understand. You know,
right.
you saw the
Well, I didn't want to.
signs
Yeah.
and you didn't want to
Right.
accept them. Like you just turn your back and like you know what?
Yes.
I don't want to really
right,
believe that. I know it's
Exactly.
there, but
I didn't want to believe it.
right.
Mm-hmm.
Where stupid is where you know you just don't know and you don't choose to know. Right?
Right.
right,
That's
Right.
right.
really so. Again, I would not like I said, I would never say you were stupid
Okay.
in this
Well, we'll take
situation.
that back.
Stubborn
Right.
for sure, and a lot of people, both men and women, are stubborn about everything. I mean, they're
Right.
stubborn about what they think is attractive, opposed to what they think is not attractive. They're stubborn
Right.
to what is good for them, to what is bad for them. Right? Everybody is just really ignorant to the point where they just don't know. Because
Yeah.
they're either going by what they know in the past
Hmm.
and not
Mm-hmm.
opening their mind to anything that could be happening for them in the future. Right?
Right.
You have
I
that
would definitely like to comment on what you said.
by all
So
means.
I I'm coaching someone that has something similar too. And what I
Mm-hmm.
say all the time is please, please, please give yourself grace.
Mm,
Mm-hmm.
Don't beat yourself up and
Right.
don't talk negative about yourself
right.
because we are all human
Right.
and it takes you to go through the know
Yes.
who you are, what you want, and what you deserve. So if you have a bad relationship, don't look at it as glass half full
Full.
empty. That is that
Mm-hmm.
full because in order for you to experience, you had to experience to know a who am I. Take some inventory as to why
Mm-hmm.
you were
Right.
accepting in that behavior, right?
Mm-hmm.
Work
Right.
on that, and then you
Exactly.
identify that when you go forward into a new relationship and you see the patterns, then you know, okay, I know where this is going. I learned my lesson. I already
Mm-hmm.
scratched my knee, my left knee. I ain't trying to scratch the right one. I'm moving
Right.
on
Yeah.
next, right? So
Exactly.
it takes you to have bad experiences to know what good experiences are supposed to feel like.
Right on.
Right.
So give yourself grace. Don't call yourself anything negative. Just say that was a season. I've grown from that. I've moved on from that, and that's it.
Exactly.
Can't go
Definitely
back.
have.
Can't change it.
Exactly.
I like
Yeah.
that.
Exactly.
That's
And I definitely learned, and I'll never make a mistake like that
Right.
again.
And that's
That's
that's the key. Yeah, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off,
no.
No,
but
you're
that's
fine.
that's the key to life. Just don't.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
You're right.
That's
Having
why
some-
when you said, as we were saying
Green
before we
lip.
got on, that's why I said, when you said what you said to me from last podcast
Mhm,
and what happened this week,
mhm.
I was like, nope, we're doing this, and I want to do this, and I'm not doing it no more. I can't.
So
That's
so
exactly.
I'm moving.
so go ahead. Go ahead, Marine.
I was reflective, like, as you were talking. I was thinking exactly what I said earlier to you about that life experience,
Mm-hmm.
strength. Like for this time to know, wait a minute, I have self value, I have self love, I have
Mhm.
expect, and I'm not putting up with this BS.
Yeah, and I know my worth,
Mhm.
Exactly, exactly, and
and
that's
I'm
key.
not going to lower my standards. No.
Exactly, knowing your
Mhm.
worth, value is so.
It's
It's
very important.
because
Exactly.
you can't look at a man or anybody for self love. If you don't have the self love, you can't give the love back. You don't have
Exactly.
Exactly.
100.
your worth. It makes these experiences are going to make the next relationship on
Mhm.
point.
And then,
I'm
like, to
sorry-
pick it back on what you guys were saying about what men look first as into a man is looks. This one, no offense, didn't have the looks. Like I said last time, I went out of my box,
Mhm,
and it's like, okay, but we had a connection.
mhm.
Right.
So looks isn't everything to me. I'm at the age now, I'm going to be 51. Looks isn't everything because looks can be very deceiving. You can be the most cutie guy in the world.
No doubt.
Crazy.
I have
And
a-
have the most
Ugly.
ugliest attitude that make
Yeah.
you look fugly.
Mhm.
Right.
But you can't, you can't always go by looks. Looks is not everything. It's just not. And I'm at the age now, looks is not everything. It's just not everything to me.
You hear
I
that?
mean,
You
You
hear,
got a
you hear,
chance to, Dave.
you hear that, Jules?
That means you got a chance.
You hear that, Jules? So,
Bruh.
all right, Jules.
I'm just saying,
Bruh.
it's not it's not. You can't base a
Bruh.
person by the looks. You can go and
Drew,
find the most beautiful
Bruh.
woman in the world and have the most nastiest attitude.
Oh, absolutely.
It's vice versa.
and
Yeah.
the fact that you're pointing that out again, a lot of and it sucks because what Reggie was saying about media destroys that, because
Right.
we're going on the image of what we
Yep.
are being thrown at from all the movies, all these superheroes, all these amazing actors and actresses in these superficial fantasy-like movies. That's what we're basing all our stuff on. So that's what we're saying. If you don't look like Jason Momoa, well, I'm sorry. You don't have the long hair. You don't look like that guy from Sons of Anarchy. I ain't gonna touch about you. Like, I see all these. Again, I've been on dating apps for a while, and I've seen all these criteria that you have to meet, just because they see it on TV, right? Oh, I don't look like Denzel, but I probably can talk a good conversation with him and be on the same level if I wanted to, right?
Right.
I might not have his bank account, but I'm working, right? So there's all these factors that people are superficially putting these people in, like men and women, right? Oh, if you don't have,
Oh, definitely men to women.
oh, for sure, because I mean, you notice a lot.
The body and the butt and this, that, and the third.
Exactly.
I had somebody today was like, oh, and he's liking pictures of women who's getting all this construction surgery. Should I get it? And I'm like,
No.
the horror on
Sorry.
my face, like, absolutely not. That ain't even the type of man you want in your life. If you think you gotta do all that just for him to like you.
No, the only time
No.
you should do something like that is for yourself.
Damn.
Well, I don't
Exactly.
know. See, and that's the thing. And I'm not trying to be twisting this whole thing. I don't think you should ever need to do anything like that.
No,
all right?
I
You
agree.
can fix yourself with
For
hard
yourself.
work and
Yes.
determination for yourself.
For
all right?
yourself.
Jules is a perfect example. Jules wasn't this handsome man way back when, although he still needs a little bit of work. Now,
Hard. That's my twin. You can't do that to my twin.
I'm going at him hard today. I'm going at him.
can't. That's
I'm going-
my twin.
I'm just-
But
I'm just trying-
seriously, in all seriousness, that's where I kind of coach a lot of women, because I think, again, we are all looking to the world as our canvas of
Right.
who
Right.
we be with and who should we be attracted to, and what is that couple's goal, hashtag couple's goal. And you don't even know behind the scenes, they're probably beating each other's behind.
Exactly.
I say all this to say, at the end of the day, this is how I look at life. I want to be with my best friend.
Amen.
Right.
Mhm.
Looks are going to fade.
Yeah.
Money's going to be lost. And I don't want to be next to a person that I don't even like.
Mhm.
Right.
Absolutely.
We have got to get out of this mindset that people have to look and own and be this fictitious person in our lives, when you want someone that's going to be there for you when the
Mhm.
times are tough, when you're sick, when you're poor, when you're rich, whatever you are. Because
Mhm.
I want to lay next to my man or sit next to him and watch the sunrise and have conversation with him, versus, oh, does he have a six-pack? Is he driving a Benz? Does he have this? Like,
Yeah.
it doesn't even matter at some point. No.
Exactly.
I don't know.
We have to change the narrative and put together a community. That's why I started Singles Pop-Up. Get off these apps, get off these Facebooks and stuff, and watching everybody else's lives, and really, let's just be about it. Let's be each other's friends. Let's pull each other up. Let's be accountable and help each other, versus tearing each other down. Oh, only women want the six-pack, only men want the big BB. What is the BBL? What is it?
BBW.
The BBLs and the
What's a BBL?
Oh, BBL.
That's something totally different, Tunde.
BDL.
Tunde.
You talking about
Totally
BDL?
different.
Here, hold
That's
on
a
now.
Oh,
Hold on now.
BBL.
Hold on now. Hold on. BDLs. Let's not go there. It's a family show here, folks. It's a family
it's
show.
a
All right?
but I'm
what?
saying what it is. It's people getting surgeries to enhance parts of their body.
Yeah.
Oh
Correct.
my
I
God.
understand.
Again, I'm not downing any woman that's doing it. I'm not
I will.
condoning.
No, I
you
will.
do you. If you want to do it, go do it.
I don't
But
need a
do it-
Barbie. I don't
do it
want
for
a Barbie.
Don't do it for the culture. Don't do it for the videos. Don't do it for the men. Do it for yourself.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing. And this is what I this is very fresh because I was speaking to a woman about that's interested in me, and I'm like, okay, sure, blah blah blah, and it came to a point where I said, hey, let's have a video call, right? Let's have a video call. Oh, I can't because I took off my makeup. I'm like, so you want to be you wanted to be interested with me, but she didn't have her makeup on for a video call. I'm like, you know what? I kid you not, makeup don't matter, right? The conversation is what matters. Whether it's good or bad or whatever, you can make that decision after the fact. But again, it's all about the substance in the conversation. What you look like doesn't matter. Again, my ex.
Maybe to you, right? You. So you have to understand there are different types of men, and so that's.
But again, if I'm telling you that the makeup doesn't matter, that should even spark you even more. I said, wow.
So you're saying you had that conversation?
I did.
Okay, so that makes sense.
I told them. I said it doesn't matter whether you're in your makeup or not in your makeup. I want to have a conversation with you. And it's a video conversation, again, because, I dated someone who was really into makeup. And, again, she can put on great makeup. She looked beautiful. But at the same time, I'm lying beside her that she doesn't have her makeup. And I loved her the same. So what does makeup have to – why does it have to be makeup or anything external for you to prove that you're good enough for this person, right? You can be good enough for this person no matter.
That's not
right, and a lot of women don't realize that insecurities destroy your chances with good people. All right, throw that stuff out the door and just be you, and don't live this fantasy that I need to look this way all the time to please your man or please that person you're interested in. No, because if that person is that superficial, when 10, 15 years down the line and you don't look the same, that person will drop you for someone else.
Exactly.
That's society.
That's the whole point I was trying to make.
Yeah.
So if you're not connecting on other levels other than the way you look, you don't have much to work with. Because if that's all that's important, that she's pretty and you're handsome, that's not gonna last.
Nope.
Right?
It is not.
So we have this level of expectation, not saying that you have to be perfect, but I think people feel like I can't let them see who I am.
Right.
And that plays into the insecurity, that plays into not fully being comfortable in your own skin, which is why I coach women to understand you gotta work on you.
Shameless plug. Shameless plug.
Not anybody else's responsibility but yours.
She plugged herself.
Find your happiness. Find your place. Find your passion. Find your purpose. Men are attracted to confidence. Men are attracted to women who are doing the damn thing and can do it with you or without you, but know that they want to be a part of that. They want to be involved in that. They don't want somebody that's like, oh no, I don't want to see you. Come on now, we're not in high school anymore. We're grown.
Right, girl, come on now. Come on now. Let me. Can I press my button? Can I press my button?
I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
She hit the nail. I had to press the button. She was hitting me my soul right there.
Right. What did you say, Maureen? I'm sorry. Go ahead, babe.
Oh, I was going to say, but the reality is that you have to make that, like, let's say you're on a dating site.
Right.
You see the profile, right? You're going to swipe on the girl that looks good.
Yes.
Because the girl with no makeup that you don't know yet isn't going to grab your eye from jump. You are okay with her not wearing makeup and being her, self because you've already made and established a connection. But you're not going to swipe and go, oh, she's hot. I think she looks like she's interesting. And she has her hair in a ponytail with no makeup on and wearing like a Grateful Dead t-shirt. You know what I mean? Like, that's not going to be what you're looking for.
Oh, no.
So,
I was going to say, you're assuming right now. You're assuming.
Like I said at the beginning, we're all going to be attracted to what we're attracted to. I mean, that's the first thing you see, right? Then you get past all of that. But I also feel like, to be honest, I haven't been hit on in a while, but when I'm just grimy, like sweatpants, t-shirt, I'm working, I'm doing stuff, threw a hat on, cap on, whatever, I get more people approach me, hey, how are you? And I'm like, wait, listen, staying over there, because yeah, I've been working today.
No, see, but you should accept that.
And why are you talking to,
No, see that, but you gotta accept that. See, you could have.
Right, but that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So that's so that, I mean, and that, that boosts your confidence, obviously, but again, you're right. People are going to be attracted to what they're attracted to first, and then once you get past that, then yeah, you should be able to be your authentic self.
Right.
Can I give you a little heads up?
I'm referring to an app. Now, if you're face to face, like in person, in line at Walmart, and yeah, you're wearing a hat and all that, you are in a vulnerable setting.
Right.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
So that is a game changer.
Yeah.
But
I also, sorry.
But no,
go ahead.
no. You're saying everything correct. You're saying everything correct. But I think if you're in your element, if you're in your element, like I said, Tanya was in her element, working, grinding. Like you said before, I want to touch on this because you said this before about people's auras, people's energy. Her energy was top notch. That's why it attracted people when she was in her sweats, when she was in the hat, when she was grimy, because people can sense that energy. So don't be afraid to let your energy go, because the bright people will catch your energy and you will flow, no matter if you're having makeup or not.
It's like, be yourself.
Yeah.
Just be yourself, because we're all unique, and who you attract is who you is going to be in your life. That's more important than you trying to fit the mold for everybody, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Go on, brother Reg. Sorry, I didn't mean to
Just a little heads up, like on those apps, and this is just me. I don't know if you guys, the other fellows, do it, but some of the people that ladies that I avoid is the ones that all have just selfies of themselves. Like no one else took a picture of them. I try to avoid those because they're only giving you their best light.
You
not
mean,
giving
you
you
that
that
angle?
Yeah. There you go.
You know that angle.
So you're looking for a profile that she may be at an event, so she's got a full body, picture, and she's
no, not necessarily.
Okay.
It's just a natural picture,
why
not something posed.
Why not do this angle right here?
Natural picture. In other words, not a whole bunch of selfies in her best makeup, in her best Well, unfortunately, when you're on these apps, you're gonna put the best pictures of yourself because you do want people to find you attractive. And so I'm all about, and this is what I would say to you: read the bio.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
But now you can get a lot of someone's bio.
You get a lot of information from the bio, so the pictures can be bomb, right? And everything you like. Okay, she cute. Okay, all right. Stroll. And then you get to the bio, and it's like misspelled words, or And
she be like, I don't know, like honestly, I don't know if this turns people off, is when you are your age and you're trying to use lingo that the 10-year-olds are using.
Yes.
Like you're trying too hard to be something that you're not. Yeah. I don't need that slang,
so
twang,
that's
hang.
That's what I would recommend. If you're going to look, read the bio.
Yeah.
Now, you know the mature ones, you know the ones that's educated, you know the ones you can kind of weed out the people based on the profile.
Now, I'm going to go back to what Jules said a while back. I'm not sure if he said it in the podcast or just said it in conversation, but some of the things people point out in their bios also is a turnoff. I'm independent, or I'm 420 friendly, or I'm this, I'm that. You don't need to point all that out. This is not a job interview. I'm sorry. You're just showing yourself. Because honestly, if you smoke and I think you're attractive and you do whatever, that is your choice to smoke.
Yeah,
That's not my thing.
Wait, because I'll stroll past that because I don't.
I get it. I get it. I get it.
Listen, I'm not judging, but that's just not my cup of tea. So I don't even want to get started with you if that's what your priorities are.
Correct? No. See, priorities is different. If you think smoking like often is an attractive
if you're saying 420, that means you smoke.
Yeah. But what I'm saying is, if that's your only thing, like if you're putting that out there, that is a statement that you do it, that's a turnoff. You don't need to tell me that. I should find that out, and I should find out on my own and say, oh, okay. Maybe she's doing it because of stress. Maybe she's doing it because of whatever. I don't know the reason, but the fact that you put that on a profile,
I'm saying.
I'm swiping left.
But you know,
Swipe left.
my mother used to always say, leave some stuff to Mister. Like, don't give all your information.
Now.
Everything.
Yes.
Also, there's a lot of people who, I only look at women in terms of profiles, but there's a lot of women who said they don't have no kids, but they're a dog mom. I'm like, a dog mom? I mean, I don't care if you have a pet or not, but you have a pet.
Some people are radical with their pets, especially in Florida. They crazy.
I don't know about that, man. That's crazy.
No, I'm just saying, when they say they dog mamas and stuff and they dressing them up and curling their hair and stuff, they serious about that, okay?
And here's Jules making fun of Canadians.
I see one dyed the dog's hair.
I'm just saying, there's people who are very passionate about their pets, and I don't judge.
No.
But you know, what I do wish men would not do though in profiles, and women, please chime in.
Yeah.
Please stop posting fish pictures.
Fish pictures?
I don't care nothing about you catching fish.
Oh.
We don't care.
Girl, I don't
feed a fish.
I can't even swim. Why am I holding fish?
No, everybody, especially in Florida, everybody in their profiles got a fish picture.
So they be
I don't care about you catching no damn fish.
Delaware is here. About Bambi.
They be so happy about it.
Yeah.
Exactly.
This is a master. Posed up like Eddie Murphy.
Women we don't want to see that, sir.
Jules, what's up, man?
So I think a lot of those guys just want, I think a lot of those guys just want women to know that they are interested in something other than just going to work. I don't have any fish pictures. I do fish, but I don't have any fish pictures. I don't have any hunting pictures. I don't have any of that type of stuff. But I will say, I have never had any type of surgery today.
I didn't say you were. I'm saying that you have changed your body. Like you're not artificially done. You are. If you showed a before and after pic, people should be impressed of your journey. That's impressing to me when I see a woman that has changed herself from A to B. That's a turn on because they are motivated, confident of what they're doing, and they continue to do it. Not the people who are saying, you know what, I'm just going to have a surgery out here and just fix the problem. It doesn't fix the problem because you got there a certain way, and if you haven't stopped doing that, it's still going to be that problem. Just because you look a certain way doesn't mean it fixes the problem.
Totally.
So unless it's a health hazard, do not alter yourself in any way. Because
just so you know, if you get any lipo, they're gonna tell you lose weight before you get a lipo anyway.
Yeah, exactly.
So if you're gonna do all that work to get that weight off just to get a lipo, you might have to keep going.
Yeah,
money.
Exactly. 100%. Didn't they not see the fine print? You need to lose 100 pounds before we can go in surgery.
But the thing is, like I will say, that it is kind of like a job interview.
It is. That's what I said.
I mean, unfortunately, when you fill out that application, you better be able to back up everything that's on that application.
There you go.
So that's where a lot of it gets lost. And I know people, and when I say I know people that they do all the angles, they do all the filters and all that type of stuff. And I know them. Like I will literally be standing right next to them. And I see some of the pictures of them and I'm like,
that is
how the fuck do you do that?
Yeah.
How you do that?
Yeah. Tell me old tricks. Tell me old tricks.
In there.
Yep.
I need to figure out how to do that because I think a lot of that is when we talk about like self-esteem, I think a lot of that is their self-esteem is so low that makes them feel better.
Filters?
And no, that and the fact that social media pressures you to be perfect. And if you want to post a photo, you got to have a filter because that's just the way social media has made you think. Like I say, smartphones made us stupid. I don't filter any of my pictures. When I post pictures, it is just how the heck I look. And trust me, I don't give a about what people think or don't think. Keep strolling. That's your life. This is who I am. So I think women stop trying to be what social media norms is telling you to be. They'll be a lot happier, and they don't have to use filters. They don't have not again because I don't want nobody, chiming in later on saying this girl was bashing us. No. If you like filters, do your thing. But
it's just not for you.
Okay. So here's a question, ladies. No,
Maureen has a point. Go ahead.
Go ahead, Maureen.
I have a friend who always talks about going on different dates, and after it's always just a first date. And so I happened to ask her, well, what's on your profile? Like, I wonder if I can help you like reword it or whatever. And I'm looking at her pictures. And I'm looking at, oh shit, now I know what's wrong.
She's presenting herself in a way.
Just saying, we're losing you, babe.
Can't hear you.
Me?
Yeah.
Now we can hear you.
Go ahead.
Okay, sorry. The thing is, she's a photographer. So all of her pictures have like whatever the stuff she knows how to do.
Alterations and
I'm like,
so forth.
look like I'm 51. Like we're 50. Like you look like your skin's, you're 30.
False advertisement.
Yeah, everything about you. I'm like, so what? When they meet you, they're like, who the hell is she?
That's a catfish. That's why you have guys with them pictures. I got one.
And
reel it in.
It's hard to say, like, me, don't ask me a question unless you really, like, if you have something in mind you want to hear, I'm not your. So if
Bazinga.
you want to know the truth,
Oh shit.
like, take a real picture and don't act like he's dating your daughter.
True.
Like,
You gotta be true to yourself. You're 100%. True to yourself.
And in addition to that, men that on dating sites that are with their shirt off, I don't care how old you are, nobody wants to see you in your bathroom with your shirt off because
no.
Yeah, I don't like that either.
I've been working out.
No,
but I don't want to see
do
that.
Don't do it.
But I have a dad bod, so I keep it under wraps. I keep it under wraps.
No.
Listen, I respect myself and my hustle, but I don't need to show everybody what the person that I'm going to be with on freaking social media. That goes for freaking men and women. Because like I said, when Reg was talking about them angles, there's a lot of women that show their angles to just doctor the picture to make you think you're getting something from a Playboy model, and you're really not. You're just looking like a mushroom.
All right.
I'm being honest. Listen, man.
Ain't nothing wrong with mushrooms.
No, I'm sorry, man. I'm upset. Some of these people, catfishing is a damn crime, all right? So when you put some pictures up there and you look nothing like you're supposed to look like, that's upsetting. I drive out there, come see you, and we up there, and you're like, hey! I'm like, oh! And you gone. I'm sorry, man. It don't make sense.
You look more like Freddie Jackson.
Exactly. Talking about saying you look like Janet Jackson. More like Freddie Jackson. God damn.
No.
We actually call it iceberging because you can only see the top of the iceberg. You can't see the bottom.
That good as the Titanic. I'm not gonna go there.
So here's the thing. When men, women do it also. When you do that, you're cutting off. There's a lot of men that do like fuller figured women.
Yeah.
And you're cutting off the men that want to appreciate you for you. And you're gonna go on the first date with a guy that doesn't want that. And you're missing out on the guy that wants to have a first date with a fuller figured woman.
Yeah.
So like, and I don't want to stay in that, but you know, I don't know.
No, you're right, 100%.
Everybody has their preferences.
But,
It's
Yeah, the guy.
no, but here's the thing.
because the guy that I. Oh, go ahead. I'm
No,
sorry.
I'm saying you have a start. You start your whole, say your dating profile. You start with 100%, right? You take a picture of yourself. All right, 100%. Now you take a few angles and so forth that show a certain way. That could drop it to 50%. On top of that, you probably put some makeup on or you do something weird on it. Goes down to another 10%. So you're only working with about 10% of the people who might be interested in you because of what you presented in that picture or in that profile. Show the whole thing. Be honest. Let people choose you for you, not for what you want to present to the world, because you're not going to be that perfect all the time. You think Beyonce looks like that all the time? Have you seen the internet? These paparazzi, they take pictures of him when they have no makeup on, and damn it, they look human.
Yeah.
All right? I like when people are caught without no makeup. I know that J-Lo does not look like that all the time. Shout out to freaking Ben Affleck, because he's on his second run. Ben Affleck's on his second run with J-Lo, just saying.
The guy I was dating, he had a beer belly. He wasn't a GQ, but he was human. He was normal. He was like a normal person. But we connected. He was not a perfect vibe.
Yeah, you don't have to be.
Wasn't a perfect vibe.
But see, that's the thing. I think that's
Mind you, that could have been perfect to you.
I loved it. I called him my teddy bear. He was my big teddy bear.
He's your Ruben
I
Studdard.
enjoyed it.
Yeah.
What?
Ruben
So
Studdard.
okay, all right. So
You know how he is. Velvet teddy bear.
So
Oh,
You know that guy.
So what's messed up? All right, so when you think about like the American Idols and all that type of stuff, I think men get away with it a lot more than women do.
Get away with what?
with what?
You
Yeah.
can, as a man, you can be a Ruben Studdard. As a woman, you have to be
He want that.
you have to be a Fantasia that loses 1 million pounds, or like a Jennifer Hudson that loses 1 million pounds.
No.
There's very few larger women. The Jill Scott lost 100 and something pounds.
But the queen.
That have or way more talented than a smaller woman. They changed to make themselves look into something different.
That's the career that they're in. That's
right.
Right. But I still think that's wrong as well, because
I think so too.
a fat guy can get away with it.
Yeah, that's true. And there are a higher standard of beauty that has to be held by a woman than men. And so I think I like to work with women and just have them be happy with what they are. If you want to change it because you want to be healthier,
Right.
You want to be happier,
Right.
you want to wear this particular dress, you want to look a certain way. Do it for yourself.
Right.
A
Right.
lot of women do it because they're pressured into doing it, because that's what society deems beautiful. But we don't have a lot of men like you, Jules, like you too. We don't have a lot of men that are saying, no, you're beautiful just like you are. It's not enough of those. It's a lot of those like, you think you should get that done? You think you should get that done? It's many of those who are very outspoken, but there's not enough men that's saying, no, you're beautiful just the way you are. No, we accept you just the way you are. And so I think that's where the disconnect happens.
Right.
It's
with,
true.
It's not enough men out here saying she doesn't have to be eye candy for me to date.
But I do believe
I go out all the time, and I'm a very much a loner. I go to dinner by myself. I go to the beach by myself. I love myself, and I love spending time with myself. So I'm okay with that. Would I love to have somebody with me? Absolutely. But I don't stop my life because there's no one there. Right. But a lot of times I'll be there and I'll be paying attention to the couples, because I like to observe. I like to look at people in their elements. And, I feel like a lot of times women, it's just this higher standard. And you see the men, they're dating the real pretty girls, the real long hair, the big butts, the breasts, that's what they're doing. And so if that's all you see when you're out, then that's what you assume.
is
Right.
proper for you.
across the board, right? All
Right.
men want a beautiful girl to
Mhm.
hold their arm.
But again, that's society and that's Hollywood or the music industry that's doctoring how we look at things. Because again,
Right.
all these superstars are getting stuff done, or always dressed to the nines, or in their videos are certain seductive clothing that they're wearing. It's just what is being fed to us.
Yes, it's selling us.
Exactly. So I mean,
Yeah.
it's again the reason why I don't watch any TV other than a few movies here and there. It just seems like everything is just filtered. It's
Influencers.
filtered. It's filtered wrong for us, and we're taking it in and we're accepting because there's a lot of like for instance, we're talking about Jennifer Hudson. I liked Jennifer Hudson in Dreamgirls than I do right now. I think a full-figured woman is again that's because that's a cultural thing for me. I mean, I think I've touched on that where I'm an African, so a person who's full or who's a full-figured woman is a person who's well off, who feeds themselves, takes care of their family, knows what they need to be happy.
Know how to cook.
Yes.
Right.
Yes, because I like to eat.
Oh, okay. See, I like that. I like that. Women who knows how to.
Isn't that attractive to men that women can cook? A woman that
See,
can
but
cook.
again, society has changed now. You don't need to cook anymore.
I like a man that can cook too.
No,
I
but
do too.
but
My
again-
last relationship, he was a chef. He cooked every night. I loved it. I mean,
Oh, yes.
you were
'cause I
spoiled.
like to eat.
Now every man that you're talking to now,
Unfortunately, I believe it's hard to find a woman that can cook.
I can cook.
What? I can cook?
No, he
What
has
you talking about?
he has a point because again,
I'm
society.
talking about my experience only.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I cook. I've been cooking
There's a
all my
lot
life.
of
Cook
things have
too.
changed where we don't need to depend on cooking at home anymore. Everything's on the go. Everything's rush. Everything's always on the fly. So you're either eating out for a restaurant dinner or whatever, or you're ordering in because you don't have the time because the
You
schedules
know how
are.
much money that costs to be
Yes,
doing that?
yes.
Time? You
Look,
could be, listen,
look at you. Who you pointing that to, Reggie?
I was in a relationship with somebody for 10 years and he always wanted to go out to eat all the time. I'm like,
Right.
dude,
Right.
let's go to the grocery,
Occasionally, but not all the
let's go to the
time.
grocery store. Let me make some meals so we can actually
Yes.
relax like this.
Yes.
But eventually I found out he was alcoholic, so he just needed to drink. But
So
But-
so the food was a mask. That was the wall.
He
You open the
wasn't
door.
around to
Oh,
get no food.
the
He
wine
just wanted
cellar.
to
All
go to the
right.
bar and drink. Yeah, he didn't care nothing about that.
Oh,
No, so I was actually pointing to Maureen because like when she's on the phone, she like I can see her that she's talking, but I can't hear her because she's on the phone. But
Oh.
she sounded like she wanted to say something.
Oh, go ahead.
What did I say?
I couldn't hear what you said. That's what I'm saying.
Jules is in his old fears again. I can't help it. He's just old.
Did you have you'd have a comment on the women can cook thing?
Oh yeah, I can cook. That's true. But I did say that. Maybe that's what you're talking
Mm.
about. But I mean, honestly, overall, I think it depends on what stage in the game you are in your life.
Mhm.
You want in your 20s, 30s, late 30s, 40s. If you've been divorced, if you've been in long-term relationships, I think everybody, evolves as time goes on and wants at this stage of the game. I'm 51, so what I want now is way different than what I wanted when I was 30.
Absolutely.
Evolution, baby.
With that said, just like men think that women, we only want a man that's at the gym and shredded and ripped. Well, that's not true. I rather you have a beer gut and be really funny and be authentic, genuine, and you know what I mean?
Beer
and
gut and funny. Check and check.
You're not funny, dog.
Bruh.
Who you out of the bus?
Um,
Well, it's about character. I mean,
That's all it
let's
is,
be real.
personality.
You want somebody that's, that you can intellectually have conversation. He's got a personality. He's, I like a man that's, that's very confident. That's why most of my boyfriends are from New York because I just like those,
that's where I'm-
You said both of them?
real
So
strong.
you took them at the
Hey,
same time?
baby, how you doing?
Hold on now. Hold on. You said both of your boyfriends are from New York. Are you saying
Most
had
of them.
Oh, most. Oh, I thought you said both, as in you were
No,
dating.
no.
Okay, I'm just saying.
Most
You
of
want
the
to make sure.
no, most of the relationships that I've had, they've been from New York.
Is that a grind? Is that a style of person
No, I think this is my thing, and I think this is something that is totally off topic, but I think that's what's missing in men today. Because we talked earlier about how men are not comfortable getting on something like this and voicing their opinion and talking things, talking about what they want and whatever. I like men that are confident and confident and sure of who they are and can speak their mind and can put, have a point and be able to present that point. And so New York men they're aggressive and they don't have a problem approaching you. They don't have a problem starting a conversation. If they see something they like, they're like, hey boo, how you doing? Let me talk to you. My name is blah, 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 blah. And it seemed like men today, they're a little more laid back for a lot of reasons, but they're more laid back. So they're not approaching you. So it's like, oh, women have to show that they're interested in them in order for them to see, oh, she's interested.
Okay.
I
think.
So let's expound on that real quick. So hold on. So to expound on that real quick, because that is something that we spoke about. We spoke about that whether it be men or women that do watch our show and they talk to us about our show and we always say, all right, well, just come on, come on and talk. And I feel like majority of women are okay to speak their mind, but a lot of men aren't because they don't want to look bad in the light. So they don't want to look or say something on a podcast and someone knows them and like, motherfucker, that's not you.
Right.
Like they don't want to get caught out.
I ain't afraid.
Like they don't want to get caught out.
Remember, it's a persona that they're putting out, right?
But we're never going to grow and understand each other if we can't have dialogue. And that's where communication comes in, because granted, I understand what you're saying. Not everybody's comfortable on a Zoom, on a, live or whatever. I get that. But then it's also lost in translation when you start dating, because they're still that way. Because, and granted, I'm not bashing men, because most men, when they were boys, were told, suck it up. You can't show emotion. You gotta be hard. Sure. You gotta be this, you gotta be that. So they weren't able to express themselves and communicate how they feel. So now you transfer that to 20, 30 years after that. Now they're totally shut down in some of those areas, not in a negative way. It's just that they have learned to adjust and adapt to not showing emotion, to not being expressive. So therefore the communication barrier is there, because a woman's like, why don't you just talk to me? And I know you're about to break your arm. And women and men are like, I am talking to you. I'm buying you dinner. Like, right. Communication is not there. Okay, go.
Okay. Whoo. Okay. You see, I saw a meme about this. Exactly what you said when you were.
Don't do that.
No. Listen. Linda, listen. There was a meme where it had a mother scolding their son about sucking it up, be a man, be a big boy, blah, blah, right? And I believe it's one of my Ontario friends that posted it. And then going down further, I guess you can fast track to that same boy who's now a man, and his wife is saying, oh, you're not showing any emotion. I don't know how you love me. I don't know how you care. I don't know how you show it. So that's the miscommunication that she was talking about, because that's the premise that we're built to live by. Be that man. Be strong. Don't show any emotion. Don't show no weakness. And then at the same time,
it's emotional attachment.
Exactly. So now you want to be this, this partner, and you have to be that strong person. That woman that is beside you, needing that support, needing that comfort, doesn't get it because you've been strictly told and programmed to be this strong lion of a man that doesn't show emotion. That hurts.
But to me, this is where I said, I'm not interested in a woman that says that she's independent. If she shows she's independent, same thing with men. You don't have to say that you are a certain type of man. You don't need to say you're a strong man. your character tells everything about you. Everything. You don't have to say, well, I do this, I do that. You know why you don't have to say it? Just do it. There's a difference between people that talk about it and people.
Sorry, go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, there's a difference between people that talk about it and people that do it. And for some reason, it's very similar to where you get guys say, I'm babysitting my daughter, right? And I'll say, you're not babysitting your fucking daughter, you're being a fucking parent. Right?
Yeah, I hate that. Yes.
Like, I don't want to hear that shit. Don't tell me that you're babysitting your kids.
Right. Those are your kids.
Yeah, that's
you're watching your daughter.
The big uncle or the neighbor.
That person's just ignorant.
Yeah, you doing stuff you're supposed to do.
That person's not an adult yet.
But I think when we're talking communication and walking the walk, don't have to talk a lot, but walk the walk.
Exactly.
It's also, you know, not. I think a lot of times, like I said, men don't express themselves in a way where women feel like they're being, even though the man loves them and the man is supporting them and he's the strong guy. Sometimes we want that vulnerability. Sometimes we want you to say, you know what, baby, I can't do it today.
Right.
I'm not in the phase. I don't need you to be Superman all the time. I need you to be Pete. I had the worst day. I just need to go in this room and try to process. And I give you that space. And I bring you dinner and say, okay, shut the door, do what you need to do. Because we also need to nurture. That's just who we are. So when we're in relationships and you're shut down, or even when you have a disagreement, you know, a woman wants to talk it out because we want to get to the base.
Yes.
How can we meet in the middle? How can we compromise? What do we need to do with this issue? And men are just like, well, I already told you how I feel about it, or I already whatever, and then they shut down.
Or want to sweep it under the rug and move on.
Yeah.
That's the men's argument playbook. You get it out there.
Yeah, but guess what?
But then 3 days later, it's good.
But then guess what? When something goes wrong, that last issue is going to get brought up into the new issue, and it's just going to go over and over and over until you resolve it.
Yeah.
And then you bring it up old past stuff that you never resolved.
And then the men are saying, well, why you keep bringing that up? Because we ain't never processed the first day.
Exactly.
Right?
So,
exactly.
Let me just take some notes on
that. Goes into
So what you're saying is resolve the problem.
Yo, this guy.
Yeah.
Resolve the problem, then we can drop it.
Yeah, so it doesn't get brought up.
But the thing that the one thing you're saying, Tanya, is that sometimes as a man it could be an act of service, but the woman doesn't pick up the act of service.
Right, because her love language is different.
Exactly. So
like, aside from the love language, love language, you still need to have some emotion in the relationship. So I'm not saying, you know, you're putting gas in the car and I really want you to buy me a Louis. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, if you have conflict in the relationship, because, you know, I do want a Louis, but anyway, but if you have conflict,
I caught her. I found it.
I want the gas car and I want the Louis. Okay.
Every woman's got one. See, they got that vice. It's the Louis for her.
Anyway, no, seriously, all seriousness. No, it's about, if you have a conflict in the relationship, is how do we process the conflict? Because I know from my experience, you know, and y'all already know this about me, I'm very much like, let's get to the root of this so we can move forward, right? That's just the way I am. And so when I have my last relationship that went on for a span of 10 years, he shut down. Like he could never sit and just talk to me and say, Tanya, when you say this is how I felt. And when we said that, that's how I felt. Like he could never express himself so that I knew where we were. So I felt like I was in the relationship by myself. It's like, the issue never gets resolved. It still lingers, and it still hasn't. I mean, look, we didn't broke up so long ago. He's still DMing me. He's still texting me. He's still reaching out to me. I don't respond because my thing is, until we can sit down and talk about what happened, we can't go forward. I never want to be back in that relationship, but I'm just using it as an example. But what I'm saying is, men have to, and I don't want them to have to be something they're not. But at some point in a relationship, you have to open up or go to therapy and find ways to communicate how you feel, because all of the years of suck it up, be a man, you got this, go out there, you strong, just do it. Right? We know that's what happens, especially with African American boys. I had 2 boys. I did not do that with my sons. There were times I probably did, but there were also times where I say, well, how are you feeling? Well, how does that make you feel? So they call me and express, Mom, I'm sad, this, da. But not everybody is raised that way. And so what do we do to get to a point where we can have a structural conversation with respect, with all that, and resolve the issue versus he's not talking and you're walking around mad?
See, I think the problem is, as a parent, you're also more educated on coaching. Some parents don't want to listen to coaching or don't know how to coach their kids. They don't know how to say, talk to me.
Yeah.
But there are a bunch of parents where their kids can come to their parents and talk to them about anything. But our community in general is normally not that community.
No, it's not.
We are normally not so much come talk to me and let's talk about why you feel this way. Our community is very, you know what, if you feel that way, there's something wrong that you feel that way, or we just don't talk about it. And
it's a blame game, or you feel that way, and
right.
And I feel like men don't have enough outlets. You go to the barbershop, you chop it up with your barber and the people, but it's very superficial. So women have those relationships or friends or somebody that they can confide in, they can cry to, they can get emotional with, and help them process their feelings. And I feel like men don't have that. And so then they get into these relationships and it's never cohesive because they can't express themselves. Like, I've had many relationships, I come out and the guy's like, well, you act like you didn't need me. And I'm like, what? How you deduct that? Well, you was doing this and you was doing that. But I'm like, well, in the moment, why didn't you say something? Right. And he didn't know how to express himself at the time, right? But he stepped out of it. Now he's, there's no emotional tie to each other. Now he can say, well, I just felt like I was not needed in your life.
Okay.
You want to hear somebody say it at the time, because it doesn't.
It does, yeah.
Like, you need to address. Yeah.
Right. And so, and I always want to correct things, right? So if you tell me, Tanya, you're too this, or you're too aggressive here, or whatever, I would prefer you tell me that, because I want to work on that. So when I get to the next relationship, I don't make the same mistake. But I don't know what mistakes I'm making if I don't.
They don't tell you.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
But I get that. I get all that. First of all, let's go back to what you said about how men don't have an outlet. Men do have an outlet. It's just they only present the positive things to their boys. They don't complain about their women per se in a I need help with the situation. They're like, yo, I had this girl, blah 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 blah.
Right.
It's just like the boys talk. Men don't seem to open up that way. That's, again, I don't have many male friends when it comes to relationships in terms of talking to them. I actually kind of dump all my emotions out to my female friends because they understand me, who I am, but also
So
know.
you have an outlet though.
Yes, but again, that's me as a person. Most
Right.
men don't tend to do that because they think
Right.
they have all
Right.
the answers. So they
Right.
will also think that it's not them that's the problem. It's
right.
the
It's
relation.
the
It's the
woman.
woman.
She wants too much.
Mhm.
Right.
Too
So
aggressive. She's too-
so
yeah.
men tend to have to kind of take a step back or take a bite out of reality and say, hey, you know what? It could be me, and bounce off your ideas or your problems with another female friend, be it your sister, your cousin, a coworker, whatever. Bounce it off. See what they think, because again, they'll give you an honest opinion whether they're in a relationship with you or not.
Right.
Because again, men are really blinded about how they do things or how they kind of communicate or deal with their relationships. They see one thing, but on the other side is a totally different aspect. But their eyes only see what they want to see, right? So when they're going with that motion, thinking that they're
And
doing,
it is stubborn.
yeah,
It's another stubbornness too, because it's like, well, this is the way I do it.
right,
This is how I am.
right,
And
Right.
so but again, just like we tell women don't take baggage into relationships,
hmm
that's the same can apply to men, because if you find that every relationship you have, it's always because they don't understand you,
hmm
then that's a problem, sir. Take
time
a
stop.
minute and figure out, is it me? Let me process this, because every woman is like, you don't hear me. You're
Right.
not understanding.
Yeah.
You're not, I'm trying to tell you, you're not. And so, and again, it's with love. And I think that's what women need to do, is be more caring and patient and speak with how I always say my selective of words,
hmm
but speak to them as if they are with respect, right? It's not downing you because you can't communicate. It's okay, what can we do to communicate? Does it mean you need to write it? Then write it.
hmm
Damn it, put it in a damn piece of paper and stick it on the bed, and I read it.
hmm
Is it texting? You got to get to work and you got to clear your mind. Okay, this is how I was feeling this morning. And da-da-da-da-da-da. However the outlet is, let's just find that outlet so we can be on the same accord and we can help each other.
Okay, so on that note, let me introduce my friend Dolly. She just
Hi, Dolly.
she
Hi,
just
everybody.
she just joined us. But you actually know the topic is what do women want. We did last week. We did what the men want, and we touched on so many different things, and I think we all agreed that sometimes we just speak different languages. Men speak a different language than ladies. So for you, in your experience, or what is it that you're looking for? I don't. All right, you know what? I don't even know whether you're single, married. I have no idea.
Stop
So
flirting, Jules. Stop flirting. Stop it. Stop it right now.
I'm
Stop
not
it. Stop
flirting.
it. I saw it. I saw. Did you see the flicker in his eyes? I did. I saw it. I saw the batting of the eyes. Mhm.
How am I flirting? Because I don't know her particular situation. Because if I say, "What are you looking for?" and she's married, she said, "I'm looking for, my husband is sitting right next to me." You know what I'm saying? So we just have to.
You just have to turn it off,
Figure it
Jules.
out.
Just turn it off, Jules. All right. Just turn off that lover style of you. Just turn it off. It gets us in trouble, man. Just turn it off.
That's too
Just
funny.
flip the switch. Go on, Dally. Go on. Welcome.
All right,
Welcome.
everybody. I am not married. I'm single.
Okay, turn it on, Jules. Turn it on, Jules. Go on. Turn it on.
There it is.
As to what I want, boy. Okay, I'm gonna need some time to think about this. I'll give you some. I'll say something now and then tell you more later. People, the other day a friend asked me, "What do you want? What's your list like?" And I was like, it's not that I have a list. For me, it's not how it looks on paper. It's more about how I feel with that person. But how I feel with that person, I think it's based on if we're compatible in, I guess, values and how we live life. So are we in the same frequency, speed, wavelength? you know this right away. I don't need more than maybe an hour or less, half an hour with someone to know if we're compatible in this or not. And then if I feel I'm compatible with that person, then I want to know more. But I'm not one to go to a date and start asking questions because the answers to those questions don't tell me much about what I'm looking for, if that makes any sense.
I like how she uses frequency. Frequency. You got to be on the same wavelength. I like that.
Yes, frequency and wavelength. It's how I can explain it. And it's a feeling and it's a flow. And it's either there or it isn't. Sometimes you're like, maybe I'm not sure. And then you have another day and you're like, oh yeah, I like this person. And sometimes you see them as second person. It's like, nah. But on a date, I feel like sometimes guys ask me a lot of questions and I'm like, well, who I am on paper is not who I am. So who someone really is kind of comes out when you spend time together.
Right.
So,
Makes sense.
So how does a guy get the opportunity to spend time with you? So I don't know whether you're on, like, mind you, I'm going to be honest. I don't know whether you're on dating apps or you just hang out at the supermarket or you go to, like, I don't know, Riverwalk and look for men. I have no idea. So how does a guy get your attention?
He never turned it off. You see that? He never turned it off.
So how can someone get my attention? I don't do the dating apps anymore. I'm spending more time going to socials, and I just went back to dancing. So just conversation and not just being yourself. If you come across as you're trying to be something you're not, we can read that, and it comes across as not genuine. So the more genuine you are, just kind, can I get you some water? And then tell me, I don't know, something funny that happened to you on the street yesterday. Like, something simple that gets my attention. And then, if that person's a good listener, that's like half the battle. Because I don't like being cut off, and maybe I speak for a woman here, and I like to be listened to. So that's half the battle. But if the person really wants to spend more time with me, don't be shy about asking me out. Because what can I say, yes or no? That's all I can say. And most likely I'll say yes if I've been like listening to you and kind of like leaning in, then I may be interested.
Okay, so I have a question now. We were talking about this earlier in the show about, I guess, a certain preference of men. Is there a certain type, like tall, slim, works out in the gym, has a dad bod? Like, are those things kind of, yes, or what do you want to say? What do you want to call yourself? I know you don't have any children. We'll call it Jules bod, okay? If you have the Jules bod, all right? Yeah.
I mean,
well, you were objecting to what I was saying. I'm just saying.
No,
the dad bod is the known for a guy who's not really, physically fit, and he's kind of, there's a little bit of meat on the rib cages, that type of guy. That's all.
So is there just one or the other?
Well, there's both.
No, I'm saying because when you go from dad bod to the gym guy, like yes. Are those the only parameters that are
you're talking
what's
about
a dad bod?
those gym rats versus those stay-at-home dads that just kind of has a gut,
okay.
but is not out of
I ain't
shape.
up to date with it.
Well, we'll call him the beast bod. All right, we'll just call it the beast bod. That's what we're gonna call it. So a guy who has a little meat on him, or a guy who's a workout not in the gym. What is that a selling point to you? What is a selling point to you in terms of physical?
Are you asking me?
Yes, I'm asking you.
Okay. My type is not very heavy, but it's not very muscular either. It's in the middle. So
that's a beast bod. Go on.
What? So in the middle, like, he doesn't have to be like working out super, but he takes care of his body. He's somewhat fit, but not too thin. That's just my type. It doesn't mean I wouldn't date outside of that.
Look at him. He's throwing his hat. He's throwing his name.
No, see, I'm taking collective because a lot of women, I realize a lot of women are not looking for the super fit guy anymore. It's not. It's not.
Is
The,
that what's looking
No.
no. Come on. We started the show and talked
Just
about
fall
how
in your lap.
there's a lot of people
you
who've been.
you just want somebody that you have chemistry with.
Yeah.
You know,
Exactly.
honestly, if I see a man walk in the door, it's really the way he carries himself. It's really
Yes.
the confidence. It's the walk. It's the he walked past you and it's the cologne and it's like whoop whoop. Okay.
How he approaches
You
you.
know, I
Like
think
cologne,
that's
if you click.
It's all those elements. It's
That's-
everything. So if he's got a washboard stomach, okay, that's extra points.
Exactly.
If not, it's not really that important to me.
Mm.
What's
So, do
important?
you guys ever look at a guy's footwear?
Yes.
I thought that was back in the 80s,
I
90s.
do.
I thought that was the key. I thought that was you have to have the shoes.
No.
You
No,
have those
it's not the
shoes.
key. It's
No.
the way he carries himself. It's the way he presents himself. And then I look at the shoe, and then I look at the smile, and then I'm like, okay.
No, I don't look at the shoe.
You don't look
I
at the
don't look
shoes.
I don't
Thank you,
either.
girl.
No.
I
I'm
look
wearing
at
my
the
Crocs. I'm wearing my
Because
Crocs
I'm
right now, so I'm
older.
good.
Maybe because I'm older.
I'm good.
What you say?
Yeah, I'm wearing my Crocs right now, so I'm good. These
Okay,
are
no
these. Yep. Nope. These are the Beast 1000s.
I don't give
Crocs.
the
Beast
who.
1000s.
No, sir.
Oh
No.
my God.
Listen, if you walked in a restaurant or bar wearing those, I wouldn't even look at you.
Now hold on. Now I didn't know. I didn't say I walked.
I'm just saying because I'm not attracted to that.
Hold
I'm
on
not,
now. Now hold on. Now I didn't
I
say. I
he
didn't say that's
doesn't
what.
have to have. He doesn't have to wear Jordans and crocodile.
Right.
Yeah,
you know,
because Jordans cost
but-
$300. But I'm just saying. I'd rather
But
take.
he can have- but listen, he could have Jordans on and be broke. So I don't give a hell about
Exactly.
the type of shoe. It's just
Right.
does it flow with the outfit? Did he put some time in the way it looks? Not
Right.
walking around looking like a homeless person with Crocs on. So,
Well, and the other
but that's my preference. That's my preference. I can't speak for no other woman but myself. Okay, I'm not.
Okay, but that's fair.
That's my preference, right?
I've never worn Crocs, and I never will wear Crocs.
Crocs don't
Yeah, I-
bother me.
Let's
Crocs.
say-
I don't. I dress
Bruh.
plain. I'm not a.
All I'm saying
this
is
doesn't bother. I'm
that
just
they're
plain Jane.
inexpensive indoor shoes. That's all.
I-
Well, they're the everyday.
That's what my
Actually,
son
they're the
says.
go-to
To each his
shoes.
own. That's to each his own.
But I'm not.
Like,
if you're going out
That's
on a
right.
date
Peloton.
in Crocs,
yes, exactly.
totally
That's not
different.
gonna happen. And
Oh.
I don't even look at men that wear flip flops with socks on.
Whoa, that's, ooh.
I don't even. I see the shoe and I move on.
That's
I
cringe
don't
right
even
there.
look at- I'm done. He could be
Oh.
cute. He can have a nice smile. He can have a whatever. I don't.
You be
What?
just in your head. You're
I
like,
ain't
I'm
seen
gonna
that forever.
Got on socks and some flip flops. That's a wrap. You are
He
ghetto.
done.
You are not in my league, sir. Never, ever, ever.
But that's true. I would not.
Maureen, you seem like you had a.
Yes. What did you have to say?
A lot.
Maureen?
She's-
Oh, she had a lot of things.
No,
to
I
say.
mean, the bottom line is, I definitely think it's about your presentation of who you are. So if you're dressed nice, I'm not looking for you to be wearing Gucci, sneakers, but don't look like you just mowed the lawn and left.
Exactly.
Shoes all
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you have to have
Yeah.
yourself with class.
She hated
Wait.
on them Crocs too.
And
I
another
understand.
thing is the type, I don't think like the body part, like I prefer taller men and not skinny. Like that's just me.
Oh,
Like I'm not a guy that's $120 is not really my type. But
He's your
doesn't-
little brother.
Huh?
What? What do you say, Hart?
He
I
said,
said,
that-
he's
that-
your
that
little
son,
brother.
little brother.
Like
Oh,
a
yeah.
grown man that's 120 pounds is a little brother.
right. Right.
To me, I'm sorry. I need to stop.
And
Can get us in trouble.
the other thing is the something to back up earlier, a man that asks a lot of questions, right? I think it's great to learn a lot about one another. With that said, I often find, like, if you're on a dating app or and you're talking back and forth, trying to get to a vibe to see if it's someone that you want to connect with, or if you have a connection. I often find men kind of becoming who, whatever your answers are. So for me, a good communicator. If you have kids, you have to be an amazing father. You have to be a family man. You know what I mean? Those things are important to me. If you're not involved with your children for whatever the reason may be, that's something that isn't attractive to me. Right. So there are certain things that I answer questions very honestly. So I don't want you to become a chameleon to present to me that you are this man who you think I want you to be.
Press that button, because that's what I talked about before. Dudes trying to be chameleons because they read someone's profile and then they try to be that even though that's not them.
Right.
100%.
Well, I'm 5'1".
Your authentic self is going to come out
eventually
in a month or two.
You can't hold on to that. You can't hold on to it.
There's nothing, don't waste my time. I won't waste yours. I'm not going to tell you that, I love going skydiving every Sunday because you do. I could, you know what I mean? Don't block your blessings. If you be who you are, be authentic, be genuine, and just be loyal and have self-respect for who you are and self-love. You know what I mean? And you might be cool, but guess what? You're not for me. And, unfortunately, it takes a few months for those people to surface who they are. I mean, I dated somebody who was this amazing communicator, quote unquote, and over time he spoke about his ex-wife and this and that and why they broke up. And one of the questions I always ask is, what did you learn from your last relationship about yourself? What did you learn about, something that you would change, going forward to help you be the best possible you in your next relationship? And he was a great communicator until it came to a point where it wasn't just basic communicating, if that makes sense. So
not just words.
He got mad at me for something ridiculous as far as I'm concerned, but for not texting him for a few hours. And he decided that not returning my text messages was a good idea. And I happened to be somewhere for 4 hours at a party, like a friend's surprise party, and was unable, to communicate. And he didn't talk to me for 2 days. Oh, wow. So the great communicator became a dismissive, avoidant,
the great communicator turned into a 12-year-old.
It's a form of punishment.
Yeah, he tried to punish you for that.
You didn't answer my text. So
I'll do that. Hold on. I got you. Hold on.
Okay.
So,
that was I have to punish you for not.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to, punishing or not responding for 2 days and then, telling me, well, I was mad. Well, no shit. I knew that about 40 hours ago.
And that's a red flag. You're not still dating this guy. I'm sorry to put you out there.
Oh, God, are you kidding?
Okay.
No.
That's a huge red flag. And I think women have to understand what abuse looks like, because it doesn't have to be physical.
Oh, we talked
about
that.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's very much a mind thing. It's very much of a controlling thing. It's very much of you need to be available when I want you to be available, when I want you to be available. And when you're not, I'm going to punish you because you weren't available. So those are huge red flags.
Yep.
How immature are you to not text me for 2 days, not respond to my text for 2 days, and then tell me after 2 days that you were angry because I was not available? What he should have, this goes with communication. What he should have said was, I was worried because I didn't hear from you. I got a little panic. Are you okay? All right.
That's
exactly. I would love to hear from you more often because I want to be sure that my lady is good.
Yeah.
That's what you communicate.
Can you repeat
verbatim
that,
what I said?
Sure I said that down right. Hold on. Let me just get that down right. Hold on.
it would have been a lot.
So
It
you're
would've been
Oh
saying.
my God! I'm
So
like,
hold on. So
I
you're
wish I could
saying.
reach through that phone and knock that
Oh,
hat
you
off.
listen. You can talk to me offline. You can talk to me offline,
He
and
is
I
a
can tell you what to say.
whatever.
Just hit me up. I'll tell
I
you.
I just have friends who don't know how to communicate. That's all.
Okay.
Yeah, okay.
That's all.
Okay.
That's all. I mean, I know how to communicate. I mean, I have a radio
Yeah, I
show.
know you
I have
got
a
this.
show.
You
man.
got this.
I have
You
a
got
show.
this.
All right, all right. Oh, okay, so I have a question for each and every person. Doesn't matter who it is. So
We all take turns answer.
yeah, exactly. So to piggyback off what Mo said, what did you learn from your last relationship?
Why you steal her question for? See?
Because she never asked it.
But no, but she was using it as an example.
Right. But I think we all need to understand that there had to be something, or there is something that you could have done differently. That's the reason why I think all of us are single.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure.
But
We're all single.
but that's a loaded question when you're asking it now, because there's two sides to every relationship, correct?
So,
I'm
but
asking your
you
side.
did have to learn something from it.
Yeah, I was
But
gonna say you still have learned from
It
it.
might not be positive. That's what I'm saying.
Okay, and
Okay.
That's-
I'll wait my turn. Go ahead.
no. You're afraid to answer the question.
Oh no, I'm not afraid. I'll tell you straight.
Okay.
What did I learn? What I
Me
learned?
thinking about it.
What
Yeah.
I learned in my last relationship?
About yourself.
Oh, see? About myself?
There you go.
Here's the
Play
thing.
crickets. Play
About-
crickets.
Hold on.
Hit the cricket button.
No. Here's what I learned about myself is that I put myself out of my comfort zone for someone who did not appreciate someone who took that leap for them. Okay? That's what I learned. So I'm never going to lay down for someone who doesn't appreciate me. Plain and simple. Because I took myself out of my element. I did everything I needed to do for myself, but at the same time incorporated that person in my life as well as their family. And they took it and took everything in that relationship that meant the world to me and left. So when you've changed your whole world, I mean up and moved, incorporated their family, had a child, changed jobs, did everything you did, and that person decides to just say, this ain't for me, I'm not going to put myself out like that.
Nope.
I can't do that.
You are. You just put yourself out there for the wrong person.
No,
that's all.
okay. No, what I'm saying
Don't
is
beat yourself up for putting yourself
let me
out there.
rephrase that. Not say I won't say I won't put myself out there. I won't put it out there too quickly. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, there you
I
go.
went too fast in
That's
what
better.
I was doing. I will for the right reasons, the right person,
Right.
for sure.
Right.
But again, I at the time was a person who always moved fast. I always knew what I wanted. So when I saw it in the first few months, boom, all right, we're going. And that's what I did. But eventually, things started breaking down, and I'm wondering, why. I am doing
Because you
everything.
didn't put enough time in getting to know the person. That's all.
That could be a part. Or again, sometimes, I think we stated this a while ago, but sometimes people's chemical, imbalance happens, and they change in a relationship, or change because of certain traumatic events,
They
whatever.
They just showed you their representative.
I
Okay,
guess
who
so.
else? Who's next?
All right.
Mm,
Mhm.
mm. Reggie.
What? What did I learn in my last one?
What did you learn about yourself?
In my last relationship?
Correct.
Change
the batteries.
Huh? To do what?
This guy said change the batteries. Oh my gosh.
What? That's a Harvey for you. That is a Harvey for you.
Get it, man.
Okay, I'm just playing with you. Go ahead, bro.
Oh, he gonna take a drink on that one.
Yeah.
Sip your tea, Kermit.
It should be spiked too. I'm on the same level as T, with thinking about it. That
Which T?
I'm a T too.
No, not you.
Okay,
Oh,
just
yeah.
checking.
The beast.
I think I moved too fast, or wanted to move too fast in that relationship, and didn't get to know the person that I was hoping to be with. And for myself, that was kind of strange, with never in the past, because you guys know my original relationship, you know, with, and the one serious relationship that I had, that I never rushed into anything. But I found myself there, you know, moving too fast, and it wasn't for both of us. So that's what I learned about myself in that particular relationship. You know, that first one that you guys, you know, my brothers and sisters know about. I believe that relationship was a big fail on my part, as far as being immature and selfish, and it cost me. You know, it cost me a good person to be with. So there's always room to learn.
You see how honest my brother is?
Yeah, I know. I was gonna say, I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you, Reggie. Oh,
100%.
Yeah,
just for
that
the
is like quadrillion% proud of you.
Growth, that's maturity. That's
Yep, everything.
That's
all of the above.
I kind
Hit that button.
Right.
Hit that button.
I kind of set.
Even-
I kind of set the bar though. You know? He kind of.
Hit the button.
Kind of. You want to hit? Fine.
Yeah, can you hit that button?
Fine. I don't care. Whatever. I know.
Yeah. Okay. Now you got the table.
Dang.
Go ahead. Now you can speak.
I ain't
Thank
saying
you.
I'm done
I
talking.
love it now.
The Harveys have taken over my show. That's it.
Give me buttons. Give me buttons.
No, I'm not giving no buttons. I'm not giving no buttons. Too many Harveys. Too many Harveys. Not enough tokes. All right. Not enough tokes here. I'm gonna get my brothers and we're gonna take over this whole damn show. You watch.
Okay. All right. Who's next, or did you want to comment on that?
I wanted to comment on that, like the last podcast about, you know, men and with, you know, I thought Reggie was super honest and authentic and very genuine. And when he said things, you knew he was saying it from, you know, I don't really know what I want. That to me was so impressive, because knowing that you can own that and say it out loud is, you know, and hearing your authentic truth is huge. Like that's so much more attractive than a dude bullshitting you and trying to be a chameleon. That's number one. Number two, it sounds like you've done a lot of, you know, self-reflection.
Soul searching, yeah.
And you
Damn, took the words out of my mouth.
Yeah, like, and you're in touch with your emotions and your own what you did, what you know what I mean? And that's super cool, because that means that you're ready and healed and not making someone accountable for the mistakes of your past relationships, because that's key. Like being healed from the past relationships and past situations you've been in, I think is probably the number one piece coming into a new relationship, because I shouldn't pay for the price for your, you know, ex-wife, ex-girlfriend's choices. You know what I mean? And vice versa. Guys shouldn't have to, someone did something to me that I didn't like. You know, I shouldn't hold them accountable, because I'm healed and know that each relationship brings something different. And all these relationships give you the life experience of knowing what you want next, you know? So high five, Reg.
Look at Reg.
Yeah.
Look at Reg giving everybody them tingles.
Good-ish.
Giving all the ladies the tingles. All right. Going on.
Well,
Go on.
a lot of, hey, T, you got a second to respond to her? There has been a lot of reflection on life. Now, of course, that comes with maturity and
Right.
with a person and what they do. I've experienced things in my life that has changed me as a person. My brothers and sisters know a lot about my background, a lot of things that I've seen, experienced. dealt with in life, one of the biggest things, and that's why I said the guys can have this as a spinoff on something else, is people getting to know who they are without all the influence of anyone, including your best friend. Yes, you might find that with people in life that you have things similar to and in common, but all their decisions or likes shouldn't affect you and what you feel is best with you in your life. And it took a while for me to even be this type of person, because you wouldn't get 2 words from me in the past. You know, so but yeah, and you know, I just hope, you know, that people can look at that within themselves and, you know, hopefully be a better person.
Love that. Love
No
that.
doubt.
You already are. Good shit. Excuse my language.
All right. Who's next, Jules?
Your family, you got to say that.
I've heard worse out of your mouth. Believe me.
Me too. I apologize for my mouth earlier. Sometimes it just.
No, please don't. Don't
We all grown up here.
Yeah.
Maureen, what did you learn?
Maureen's up.
Oh, me? Is that what you said?
Yeah.
I'm sorry. What did I learn?
Yeah.
Let's see. Okay, well, I don't know. Oh, goodness. Let me think.
You need time?
Yeah, like, I mean, obviously, like, right away with that relationship I just talked about, I was like, all right, well, you know what? I don't do this. So you can go ahead and find, you know, I wish you the best. Hope you find somebody that's down with, you know, the dismissive stuff, because I don't play that way. So I'm not sure I learned anything, because I already know that I'm not down with that. You know, one thing I do learn is really, I guess I need to really look at love languages, so to speak, because there were signs that we weren't really
compatible.
We weren't a match. You know, he was all about buying gifts as his love language, and I don't really care about like a little Gucci. I mean, I like, you know, like nice things, but you buying me a purse isn't gonna like win my heart. So I think I learned that as soon as I see a sign like that, that I need to be true to myself and just say, you know what, even though they're a nice person and this and that, it's time to walk away. Does that make sense?
Can I double down on that real quick in terms of asking your question? Now, anybody can answer this, but based on what you're saying is that his love language wasn't fitting your love language. Now, the question I have is, can you teach that person of interest your love language? If you're saying that yours was not receiving gifts, could you say, hey, this is not what I want. This is what I want.
I did. I did.
No, what I'm saying, I understand that person might be stubborn, but can anyone say that they can teach another person how to receive them in their love language? Or is that kind of, you're just blueprinted with this type of style and that's it? Can anybody?
I don't know if it's a teach. I don't know if that's the right word, but
yeah,
I do think you need to communicate, you know, what that is.
Mm-hmm.
And it's really if they're willing to hear you and receive that and change behavior.
Okay.
Because everybody can talk the talk, but can you walk the walk? And you know, so I think if you communicate it effectively and they still want to do it their way, then that's not the person for you.
Yeah, I mean, we didn't date a long period of time, so even like every time we went out, no matter where we were, we could, you know, it could be Applebee's. He would show up with all these flowers. And I honestly, obviously his ex-wife was all about getting stuff. And that was, you know, that's how he showed his, you know, that he cared or what have you. And I said, listen, it's really not necessary for you to buy me flowers every time I see you. I mean, I appreciate them. It was very kind. So I'm not acting like I mean, I'm not trying to come across as though I'm not grateful, but I don't want you wasting your money. Not wasting, but that's kind of how I feel. Like, I don't need flowers every time I see you. Like, that's not necessary. I appreciate the thought, but that's really not it. It happened since Jump and buying things and doing things, and I rather you and I not like have conversation and spend time together. I don't need stuff. And when it's a red flag when it's early on and you're trying to buy me like a Gucci bag in dating for 4 weeks, like that.
Tell you they love you.
He's flossing.
Yeah.
He's
Ooh,
flossing.
Lord.
He's flossing right quick.
And I'm like, I need no.
Okay.
So.
Okay.
Okay, who's next? Look, Dolly.
So something I learned in my last relationship was similar to what someone said. It's I ignore red flags. So I learned to never ignore the red flags because they're telling you the truth. You're not making them up. They're there and they're real. So no matter how much you like the person, you can never just think that things are gonna change or go away, because I was just lying to myself in that way. The other thing I learned was that I am more affectionate than I thought, and I tend to gravitate towards people that are less affectionate. And sometimes I just maybe kind of like that cycle of kind of like chasing a little bit, because if the person is too affectionate, then I start like pushing away. But that doesn't work for me. So I want people to be affectionate with me. So I just realized, okay, I'm just gonna have to deal with, if I want to be wanted, I have to be okay with being wanted, not push away when it happens, because then I'm stuck in that bad cycle. If that makes sense.
No, that makes sense.
Yeah.
So see, she couldn't handle her own love language. She'd be pushing with that physical touch, but when it came down to her, she didn't like it. But now she understands that she needs to be open and say accept the reciprocation of physical touch towards yourself.
Right.
All right.
So I have thought about the love language. See, okay. So I think sometimes we assume what the person's love language is, or we just use ours. We never ask the other person, what's your love language? Like, we never say, how would you want me to let you know I love you? Like, I don't think none of us ever do that, but I think we have to. That's really, really important. And if we don't, then the other person should say, hey, this is what I prefer. I prefer quality time or so-and-so. Because I've seen way too many fights and miscommunication about this, and it's pretty simple. If the other person's not willing to do that love language with you, the one that you prefer, then not the person for you.
All right. Who's next, Jules? Who's next, Jules?
I'm the host.
All right. Who's next? I'm asking. Who's next?
You gotta say too.
Host. Who you picking next? You got two more before you, so pick someone.
Let's attack.
Attack. Whoa.
Let's attack Miss Tanya.
Oh Lord, why you say attack?
Yeah, exactly.
Why attack?
He's going guns blazing.
No. You don't attack. You don't attack.
No, I think
Right. So the reason why I would say that is because I think Tammy already like expounded on some of her stuff earlier.
That's right.
Today.
Yeah.
So
No, I didn't say what I learned.
You go.
No, well, you did last week, and then you talked about it earlier.
She did say that she caught herself in this whole situation, and enlightenment happened, and then she stepped away from the certain situation she was in. Correct.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
That's what she's saying.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I mean, she touched on it, but you know.
But we'll reach nature later. Go ahead, Miss Tanya. Speak on
Okay.
it.
Want me to go?
Yes, ma'am.
Go ahead, baby.
Oh, okay. I think I have to agree with more. I mean, yeah, I have to agree with majority of it. I think the last relationship. I'll say two things. I mean, I learned something about myself because of my past relationships. I didn't take it into this particular one, and I led with my mind instead of my heart. That's one. And then two, and if you need me to expound on it, I can. And two, I have to agree when you see the red flags, just get out early. Don't because he seemed like a nice guy. Don't compromise. Don't settle. Just say no. This is going to be an issue, so let me just nip it in the bud now.
Right.
Bingo.
All right.
So.
All right, Miss Tammy.
All right, twin. Let's go.
Oh, I thought you said I already touched on it.
You touched on it, but you didn't like.
He wants to
Shut up, Reggie.
expand now. See?
No. But you looked at me like when I said you touched on it, you were like,
Huh?
"What do you mean I touched on it? I ain't touched on nothing. I ain't touched on nothing. This stove was hot. I ain't
Look
touched
at
that
those
stove."
Harvey squabbling now. Look at him squabble. Yeah, squabble. It's good TV. Come on.
No, I just learned from my last relationship, thanks to Miss Tanya, to be my own boss, not to allow anyone to control me, because no one controls me but myself. But also, before I think about stepping into another relationship, I have to finish working on me, and me comes first.
Right.
100%.
That's great.
That's good.
100.
Mhm.
All right,
That's
Mr. Jules Harvey.
I learned that she was crazy.
Yeah, see, I knew it. I knew it.
It was all a dream.
I knew it.
So very similar to everyone else. Sometimes you stay into something because you get comfortable, and I think I stayed in. I think I stayed in a relationship way too long because I was comfortable in it, and even though it wasn't always positive, there were. I don't think me personally. I don't think relationships should be positive and negative. I think it should be way more positive than negative. And my last relationship was like equal. And equal to me is losing. Like a tie to me is a lose because I didn't win.
Deep.
So I feel like I lost because I let so many things go because of one, she was like hot, and I was like, why am I gonna let somebody hot go when I don't know what the fuck's out here? And then the other one was, it was literally, I saw so much, but I let it go, knowing that it wasn't gonna be anything long-term or if it was gonna be beneficial. So that's what I learned. Like if it's not gonna be long-term, then I don't really wanna be in it.
Yeah.
If I don't see long-term from the beginning, and then 2 months, 3 months, when you talk about consistency, everything has to be consistent. And that's where you find out where people are trying to be chameleons and say that they want to be what you're looking for.
Right.
And that's the problem with most people is they want to be chameleon and it's not them. And sooner or later, them will show up. Now, when them show up, that's the red flag. It's like, but some people see them show up and still stay with them. Like it doesn't make any sense.
Because you're in love with the perception of who you thought they were.
Right.
Yes.
Or never try to change anybody, because that's never going to work.
Right.
That's
true,
day one.
but-
You don't go in trying to change anybody, because if you
No.
do,
You can't.
You end up falling flat on your face.
Especially at our age. I honestly, if you're someone that's 18 or 19, things can change.
Right.
But 40, 50 years old, that person is that person.
And
Right.
Ways.
I'm
That's
Yes,
I'm a
and they're
dashing
not going to
25-year-old.
change.
What are you talking
right.
Yeah.
They're
And,
not
and
going
the
to
thing
change.
is, they may change, but it's not because of you,
about?
right?
Mhm.
Because
And
how many times do we see ourselves evolving? Because we've evolved. We're not the same people we were last year, 2 years, 10 years, right?
Right.
Right.
We're in different seasons, we're in different walks, and so our experiences and what we see in the future have all changed.
Yep.
So if you're going into relationships, and this is what I tell people, if you're constantly going into relationships and the same issues in the same relationships, it's you. You need to evolve. You need to process why you keep ending up in the same situations, and what do you need to do to change that. And I think that's what frustrates me the most is you can't be so set in your ways and saying this is how I am, or I just stayed because I thought I could change, or whatever it is. You're wasting time, and we don't have time, especially when you're my age. I'm 52, and
Right.
I think I make very, very quick decisions based on my experiences because now I trust myself. I know what I want. I know what I don't want. And I know if I'm in a particular position that I met somebody and I'm attracted to them and everything seems to vibe, and then that red flag comes up, I don't have the time to keep
Right.
trying to make it work because I don't
Yep.
have time. So if he's
That's
not
how
on
I-
that level, or if she's not on that level, you have to make the conscious decision. This is not going to best suit me. I need to remove myself. And what we do is, I call it microwave. We are microwave dating. We meet somebody, they're cute, you have a good time, y'all vibing, the sex is the bomb, and then you make that huge move, and 3 months, 4 months down the line, she crazy. 3 or 4 months down the line, she wasn't who I thought she was. He wasn't who I thought he was. Because we didn't spend the time to get to know the person. And one thing I say to people, and my mother used to say this all the time, Tanya, date a man in all 4 seasons. When he's sad, when he's angry, when he's broken, when he's rich. You will know a lot about a character of a person when they got money, when they don't have money, when they're mad, and when they're sad. Because how do they process that? How do they process they're down for the day? So I had a girlfriend who was in a relationship, everything was beautiful, and all of a sudden he just dropped off. And then he comes back a month later, I was just dealing with some stuff. He was depressed, he was on medication. But again, you can't just cut a person off and not communicate, hey, I don't want to scare you off. This is an issue for me. I need time to process. I still want to see you, whatever. You can't just disappear and then reappear in somebody's life and it's supposed to be okay. So you have to date people a little bit longer and ask those right questions before you start getting into we got each other's keys to our apartment. And it just baffles me how quickly we open our lives up to complete strangers.
Because I think a lot of people are, I don't think a lot of people understand themselves. So they think that person is going to help them understand themselves instead of just taking the time to understand themselves. It's you shouldn't go anywhere unless you understand yourself. It doesn't matter whether it's relationship, whether it's work, whether it's anything. And I always tell people, anyone that says, I hate going to work, well then you probably need to find a different job.
Exactly.
Because
you're not happy, change it.
Exactly. And you have the opportunity to change it. So I was actually stuck in that same thing when my previous job, like I love my job now. It's probably more rewarding than anything ever. But there would be times where I would go to my old store and I would sit outside for about 15 minutes. Like, God damn, I hate going to this fucking place. I did. And that was the beginning of the day. Is all right. It was like a bad movie, and it was like the bad movie that just kept repeating itself and repeating itself and repeating itself. So you just have to understand yourself and try to get out as soon as possible, because you'll never be happy. You'll never be happy until you can be happy with you
Yeah. Period.
No.
Yep.
That's it. I mean, and that's what when I coach women, I say that I say, when was your last relationship and how long have you been single? And a lot of times people say, oh, I've been single for a whole year and so I'm ready to date. Time has nothing to do with whether or not you're ready. Did you do the work? Did you do the work when you were out, when you weren't dating for a year? Were you putting in the work, working on yourself, working on those things to make your esteem higher? Maybe it's going back to school. Maybe it's going to gym, working out. Maybe it's whatever. But sit down and so when I'm doing the coaching, the first thing I tell people to do is get a journal. And I want you to write down, where do you want to see yourself? Right? And I don't mean 10 years, give me a year. Where do you want to be a year from today? And then let's work on the small goals to get you there. And I think a lot of times women don't know. We don't have a clue. We've been taught this Disney movie, princess, beautiful woman, stay by man, jump on a horse, and happy ever after. That's what we've been taught, right? But what are you supposed to do in that single season? Who are you supposed to be in that single season so that you are coming in the relationship whole? So you have to do the work. And a lot of people are afraid to do that because they're afraid to be by themselves.
Facts.
Big time.
Facts.
Well, I mean, that also goes into the
Major facts.
I mean, that also goes into the whole thing where when Tunde was talking about the social media, and everybody's relationship looks amazing on social media.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, big time.
So you have no idea what's going on.
So
Yep.
so here's a question I wanted to ask the ladies here. Is it mandatory to put your relationship out there on social media for
No.
you to get justification?
No.
That you're
Hell no.
This is something that I had issues with because I'm a very private person based on my career, based on whatever, and the fact that my ex wanted validation that I was in a relationship with them on Facebook really turned me off because I'm like, no one needs to know about us, right? What matters.
One thing about women is we want to feel, I'm sorry to cut you off, but
Go ahead.
women do want to be claimed. So there's ways you can do that without having to do it in social media. But go ahead.
No, that's what I'm saying. So what is the workaround with something like that? Because again, I don't think I'll ever put myself on there like that again. Because again, we did an experiment, and you have everybody and their mother messaging you and asking you and liking you, and
Yes.
they don't really know really what's going on. So I don't really want to say, I'm in a relationship with it. The people who should know will know in person or by phone or whatever. So you using social media as that means to share or tell the person that you have claimed this person, I think it's just really childish, selfish, and narcissistic because
Oh,
no
I
one
actually walk around with handcuffs. So when I'm in a relationship, I handcuff my lady.
don't do social
You know
media.
what? I have a pair and I have some pepper
Oh
spray.
my
So,
God.
so just in case guys try to hit on it, I just spray them in the eyes. He's mine.
I don't do social media because people don't need to know my business.
Good.
I think that it's a level of maturity and I think that's why when women date, we date older. Because men are, they are more mature. And then I think it's just the generation that everything has to be displayed in order. It doesn't happen unless it's on social media type thing. And so if you run across a woman that just needs to be claimed on social media, then she's probably not on your mature level. No disrespect, but
I have a question about the social media and what Tunde was talking about. Where you didn't want her to put on Facebook, I'm in a relationship with so and so, or you didn't want pictures posted?
No, I posted pictures all the time. Well, I posted anything that she would allow me to post in terms of us taking pictures together. But
You said allow?
yeah, well, again, when we took pictures, she never posted. I wasn't a person that I was a bit traumatized in posting personal stuff because of what my mother said a while ago. But again, that's neither here nor there. But anything that was us together was in house, right? Everybody, her family, my family knew about what we were. I didn't have to broadcast it out there. People who were at the gym that I work with knew who she was. You know, the daycare, the parents knew who we were together. I didn't have to go promote it. What the problem was that she felt that I was trying to keep this relationship secret by keeping myself single for more or better opportunity. I think that's not the case. The case is I don't need to tell everybody who I'm dating. If I'm sleeping beside you in my bed, or I'm coming home to you every night in the same house that we're renting together, that should be more than enough to say, hey, I'm your man and you're my girl. But because the world has been changed by social media, they need validation from social media to say, yes, this man actually cares for you. Hogwash. You don't need that bullshit. You don't need Facebook to say, oh, you guys are engaged, or
So
oh.
there's two things. You don't have to put relationship status on your Facebook page in the first place.
Right.
And the other thing is there's, I always think it's funny when you see, let's say, James and Lisa Smith as a Facebook name.
Right.
That's scary.
Oh, they have it like that, Neil?
Yeah, it's kind of.
Wow.
What happened?
Well,
So
a couple,
A joint.
a joint account.
Oh, the joint page.
Yeah.
Wow.
Joint page. And that right there is ownership.
100%.
That's controlling.
Yeah.
And I don't know whether I'm assuming something happened to where someone said we need to make sure that everyone knows that we are together. So we're gonna put both our names on this.
But again, that doesn't stop a person to make another account, though. That's
Yes.
scary.
It is. But that so like you know, I don't. First of all, I don't think that relationships are ownership. So I don't need to post who I'm in a relationship with.
Right.
If you know me, you know who I'm in a relationship with. When you put it on social media as I'm in a relationship with such and such, that to me kind of claims ownership. And you don't own people.
Facts.
You are either going to be with that person. I'm sorry, Mo.
I said I totally agree. I also think that whoever has the problem, whether like, you know, the woman that wanted, you thought you had, you know, ill intent,
Right.
as to why you weren't. I think it's also in the way you explain it, the way you communicate it, and the way you deliver your reaction to her question.
But she wanted females to know that you're hers.
But
Yes.
and
That's a fact.
here's the thing. This is where, again, talking with Tanya about this kind of opened my eyes, because I am a certain type of person. I am a personal person. I'm a personal trainer. I've been a personal trainer for a while now. I've been very open and honest in anything I do. Some may think it's I guess borderline flirtatious, but it's not. It's playful kind of banter. But I know my limits. I know the line. I will never cross that line. So she saw that, and again, that's the thing. I brought her into the gym that I was working at, so she saw everything. It's not like I hated anything. I never went anywhere that I shouldn't have been without her. So
Right.
The fact that she thought, again, in her mind, that I was still out there being this single guy was all in her mind. Like I said, I changed a lot about myself in this relationship to conform to what she wanted. Right. So that means I had to cut off talking to a lot of people and potential clients because she felt that I wasn't putting all that into.
That's a red flag to me.
No, I get it. I get it now. That's why I said I learned that, because I said I would never change myself again to fit someone's needs. It's not fair to me, because you now take away money.
It's never ending.
Right.
The thing with that, people have to understand, it's going to start at you need to claim me and you need to show me, and then I need to know who you are, and then you can't have that kind of client, and then you can't talk to this person, and why your phone's working, and why you not answering my text. It just never ends.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's why when push comes to shove and they said they weren't, they thought we should just separate and co-parent, and I said, Huh? It is what it is. They were shocked that I said it because they thought that I really didn't care, and they went on the phone and said, "Oh, look, he's not even fighting for this relationship." I was fighting for months about this relationship, okay,
Right.
and they did not accept it. So therefore, I'm not gonna beat this dead horse. Let it go. You go do your thing. I'll go do my thing, and we'll meet in the middle with our daughter. That's it. I don't need to do anything else. So that's what I'm doing. So that's where I learned I will never change myself for someone because I will not be happy with myself in the long run because I'm fitting what you want in a person. That
And you
sucks.
said one thing that I kind of grabbed was that you took her to the gym
Mhm.
and people knew who she was.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
So why do you need to put that on Facebook?
Yep.
Right.
Where you work, how you make your money,
Mhm.
everybody knows who she is.
Mhm.
So
Right.
do you want to be claimed on social media or do you want to be claimed in front of people and witnesses?
And this-
Yeah, but that's like me when I was bartending. The same thing. It's a job that's well for me. Personal training is not a flirtatious job, but as a bartender, it is a flirtatious job. That's that's where you
Yeah.
make your money. And
But wait a minute. I was married to one who was a bartender. It didn't bother me because I knew the money and he was coming home to me. So that didn't bother me.
right.
yeah, but that's your experience. There
No,
are
that's
I
her
got
being
you.
secure, but that's her
Yeah.
being secure in herself and the
Exactly.
relationship.
Exactly.
That's
Oh.
solid right
Exactly.
there.
But there are some men and women because there's plenty of men that will sit at their girlfriend's or wife's bar all day
And watch.
Oh.
and check up on them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't need to be dating someone in that, job.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
Right.
I feel like a lot of times we already set ourselves up for failure because if you're that insecure, because obviously they probably met her when she was bartending to them, right?
Correct.
It's usually the setting, right? So
Yeah.
you met her there. You knew going forward. You knew from day one. You're not like you walking down the street and you say, "Hey, how you doing?" and let's go out. Oh, I'm a bartender. No, you probably met her in the club. So then you're gonna have an issue. That's just like a man who dates a stripper. Like you really gonna have an issue with her job when that's how you met her. And so why are you saying if you want a woman that's home at 5:30 that works a 9 to 5 and can be in the kitchen cooking your dinner, then that's who you should date. Let's stay in our lanes,
go
people.
date a teacher.
Goodbye.
Go date a daycare
It's so
owner.
mind blowing. It's so mind blowing.
Yes.
We just set ourselves up. Why do we do that? Like if you're that insecure, sir, you should date you a woman that got money.
So,
Women, are you hearing this?
As a woman,
What?
Hold on, let me-
so for me,
You mean men?
right.
You mean
So
men?
for me, this is like totally different because as a personal trainer, so I advertise through some of these Facebook groups, and some of the admins of the groups won't let personal trainers advertise in their groups because they think that it's just a way for them to meet
Women.
quote unquote BBWs, have them pay for your service, and then
Oh,
there's
wow.
a different service.
Mm.
Wait.
So,
So they think you're an escort?
no, they think that you're just using the groups
Your intentions
to,
are wrong. That's
To
all.
get
Yeah,
girls?
yes, exactly.
Wow.
And so there are some groups that if you're a personal trainer that they actually won't let you
Allow you in the group.
promote your business there because of that. But I've seen it though. I mean, I've seen it.
There's
Like, I actually have two friends that have married their clients.
Mhm.
Hey, it's
So-
possible. That's
Oh.
love. What happens? You
Yeah,
can't stop love. You know,
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think there's
that's not the
I
norm.
think there's a being professional and then it's everything else.
Listen,
You
listen,
got it.
listen.
You
Really?
have to
Listen
have
here, hold on now. Before you continue, Tyler, there's professional and then there's sick. Now you know where I work, the career. Now
Yeah.
when you see a certain person that works for my company or for this organization and marries a certain clientele in that, that's sick. And I'm talking about I'm working in corrections, all right. So when I work corrections, and when you have a person of, say, a parole officer, end up having a relationship with that person, an inmate, that's crossing the professional lines. That's something you have red flags
Well,
about.
you see that. Well, you see that also. It's the same thing with teachers speaking with students.
No, that's what I'm saying. There's a certain level of respect when it comes to a personal trainer and a client. That could happen because you're already grown adults in a certain.
No,
I'm not saying it. You push it.
And I think if you catching feelings with your personal trainer, then the personal trainer's responsibility is, listen, this is my profession. This is how I make money.
Right.
If you want to date, you can no longer be my client.
Exactly.
I will refer you to this person and then we can date.
Right.
If so it's you have to kind of guide it, because otherwise you're just gonna be caught up. And then that really takes away from your business, right? Mm-hmm. Like I can't date somebody that I'm coaching. Just like a therapist shouldn't date their patient. You just don't do that.
I mean, at the end of the day, it's all about having boundaries.
You have to have boundaries, yeah.
But what always happens is, you met me personal training. Now you don't trust me because you may think it may happen with the next girl that you're personal training.
Well, that's
and guess what? It can happen. You work a 9 to 5 and he's home every night. So you just got to be mature enough to say, I'm solid with this relationship that he's not going to cheat. But you can't keep somebody from doing something.
The job.
Right. This is your job. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, at the end of the day, you just have to trust until you have no reason not to.
Right.
Agreed.
That's how I do it.
That kind of makes me just, that's the reason why I kind of want to be like an escort.
Bruh.
Hit that button.
I'm gonna put you on my auction.
Hit that button.
I'm gonna put you on the auction.
You're getting all the buttons.
Hit the button.
You are getting all the buttons.
I'm gonna do an event, and I'm gonna just put them up there in the tuxedo and just start an auctioneer and just be like, okay, get it.
Let me tell you something.
You're getting all the buttons, Jules. All the buttons. I don't care. I'll play every one of them buttons.
Do you? If that's what you want to do you?
No, but I do this because
at this moment,
I got two of my family members here.
Is wrong.
I only do this because sometimes things get so serious that if you continue to go down that road and not have fun with what we do, because obviously we don't make any money off of podcasts at all. So
we ain't got no sponsors yet.
So it's about. So it should always be about fun. It should be always about learning, because I feel like every single week we've learned something totally different. And me and Tunde probably talk, if not every day, I would say 4 or 5 times a week. And we always talk about what happened the week before on the podcast, or what happened weeks previous when it comes to the podcast. So if we're not learning and we just make this to try to be like a straight business, then it's no fun, and then people don't want to come on. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So it's, I'm always going to be me. My sister knows me. I'm telling you, she's going to tell me multiple times, you need to chill the fuck out. Like, it is what it is.
No, I'll be like,
they tell you to stay in your lane.
So and then so my brother, he's always going to just sit there and laugh. So it's
shake his head. Like,
yeah, exactly. He was like, man, something's wrong with this dude here.
Wrong with him,
basically, that's the thought process behind that. But we do try to take the time to learn, and when we ask these questions, literally when I ask questions, I want to know the answer. Right. It's not, I'm just asking the question because it's scripted, because we don't script anything. We invite whoever wants to come on, whoever wants to talk, please talk. And the only thing we say is just don't try to talk over each other. So we just try to learn and learn and learn. So, but that goes back to when you said, Tanya, that we all evolve. 5 years ago, I would have never done a fucking podcast.
Yeah.
Absolutely not.
I agree. All of us make that up.
Yeah.
Right. But it's where we are now. And so I feel like this is our job as humans.
Right.
To always help one another. That's our job. And so if we're not uplifting and helping people process issues and not being judgmental or being disrespectful or making a person feel low, then that's just not how we should operate. And so hopefully the podcasts are going to help people to understand that it's not just you, or you're not alone. We all are going through the struggle. We're all trying to find that true love, and there's nothing wrong with that. But we also have to be better humans and treat each other a little better. And I'm sorry, I'm sounding preachy, but
no, it's true.
No,
exactly.
That's just the way I feel, and that's why I'm so passionate about coaching, because it's not about, okay, how I want to make some money. That's great, but I also want to change lives. I want you to be able to walk away and say, that helped me. Just like Tammy said, that one podcast helped you, right? So if that just warms my heart, because it's like, okay, something I said was impactful that changed somebody's life. I can sleep tonight knowing that I changed a life. And that's what we should always be striving for. Just like when you're working people out and you're getting people in the right shape and you're molding them to the person that they want to be, that's changing and impacting people's lives. So hopefully this podcast will do the same thing for other people who may not feel comfortable getting on and talking, but can relate to some of our stories and experiences and be able to take something from that.
Yeah.
Can I just say one thing? I'm sorry, Hart. Honestly, because normally when I do stuff like that, meaning as when I move on, I'm normally depressed. I don't want to eat. I can't sleep. My insomnia kicks in, and I pull away from everybody. I pull away from my family. I pull away from everybody, and I'm confined. I have not shed one tear. I'm still going out.
There's a saying.
Yeah. And I'm just telling you, the podcast, I'm being dead serious. I cannot be more serious than I can be right now. The podcast really gave me an eye opener. Like, I've had the red flags, but I just let them slide. Just kept letting them slide. And then when that one scenario occurred, it happened Sunday, and I was like, you know what? I just told him, don't bother texting me anymore.
You were being true to you.
Yeah.
You were being true to you.
That's all you can do.
And they say that saying, if your absence didn't change my life. Oh, yeah. Something about,
I know what you're trying to.
You know what I mean? Something about your presence. If your absence never changed my life, that means you wasn't supposed to be in it. But something like something on.
Yes, I know what you're trying to say.
Right.
Yeah. So it's like you have to look at and you know it's tough. You know, it's tough. We want to be loved.
I mean, of course. That's what I said. I've had two failed marriages, one long relationship that didn't work out, and this was the first relationship I did try and it didn't work. But I'm like, you know what? If God has meant for me to have someone in my life, it'll happen. But it'll happen on His time, not when I want it to happen.
Just do the work.
You got me, sis.
Exactly.
You got me.
Passion, find what you want to do and your purpose, and He'll find you.
Exactly.
Yep.
I mean, that's just how I live my life. I don't, somebody asked me.
I'm not out looking for it. If it happens, it happens. And if it doesn't, it doesn't.
Right.
I'm happy to be by myself.
Yeah, I said that because somebody said, well, what would happen if you meet somebody? What's going to happen to your business? And I said, right now, that's not my focus. So if I'm not focused on it and I'm manifesting this business, then that's what's going to happen.
Right.
Right. If comes into my life, He's going to add to that. He's going to be like, okay, babe, you got this couples pop up. Let's Let's do some stuff with that. That's the kind of person that needs to come into my life. That's not going to say, "Oh, you don't need to be doing this single stuff because you're no longer single." No, he's gonna be like, "Okay, babe, we need to get you some more coaches. Okay, let's work this out.
Exactly.
You know, let's do this." That's what you want. You want somebody to come into your
Supportive.
life, make it better,
Exactly.
not make it worse or make it complicated or make it.
Yes.
Yeah.
I was the one putting all the effort into it, and I wasn't getting it back. And it's like, okay, why am I putting all my eggs in one basket and they're not?
Right.
You know. And I've said it. It was like talking to a wall. I can't tell you how many conversations I've had, and over and over and over. And it was just, I was like, you know what? I don't really think they thought I was serious until this weekend. And I was like, I'm done. I just can't do it. And I'm not going to do it. Not that I can't do it. I'm not going to do it.
Yeah. So, I mean, to me, that's why it's important to bring on like the Dollies, the Maureen's, the Tanyas, my brother and my sister, is that we all have a voice. And I've literally been going back and forth with Dolly probably for like 2 or 3 weeks, trying to see if I can get her on like any type of show, because the majority of people always have ideas for a show, and you know, we are open to like anything as long as you want to talk about it. Then we will always talk about it, even if it's someone say, "Hey man, let's do a podcast on cars." I don't really know a lot about cars, but like I'll talk about it. Like it really doesn't matter. But we actually try to grow as a group. And if someone leaves our podcast and they haven't learned anything, whether it be about themselves or about the person that they're listening to the most, then we haven't done our job. Mm-hmm. So we just try to continue to push that. So you know,
need a topic for next week.
What do you guys want to talk about? Like, what are you guys comfortable talking about? I mean, like, we don't always have to talk about relationships.
No,
we don't always have to talk about that, but we can talk about anything. And this is just the beauty of it, because I'm willing to talk. Tunde can't keep him quiet for anything ever. So
you're just hating on this voice. That's all right.
But I mean, we're always open to and as you guys see, like we went from Friday to Saturday to time frame just to make sure that we can get everybody on to actually speak their piece. So all right, let's go around the horn and see what's important to you guys that you think is something that someone else will want to talk about. We can start with you, Beast.
Well, for me, I mean, I'm an open book in terms of conversations or topics. It could be from health to finance. Actually, you know what? I think talking about finances in terms of how to manage your money should be an interesting topic to talk about, because again, the world has changed, and how we look at money and how we save money, how we kind of use our money is totally different than what it was 5 or even 10 years ago. So something about finances. What's that? Even 2 years ago. Yeah. So I think that something like that, if we can get someone who has knowledge about that, or even just talk about our experiences, it might be a bit more personal because we're talking about our expenses. But again, we can just educate each other on how we should be able to manage our money through business, through personal, and all that stuff.
Who do you want to call on next?
Reggie. Brother
Hey,
Reg.
what's up?
What type of topic would you want to talk about on this show if you had a chance?
Ooh.
Hookers and cocaine.
Oh, jeez.
That's always a good
What?
subject,
Wait a minute.
Yeah.
I just left the room and came back and heard something said cocaine. I said, what?
Yeah. That's sexual chocolate over here to my right over here. Shoot.
Yeah. I want to talk about the difference between sex and intimacy.
Oh, I like that one. That's a good one too.
No,
guys don't talk about that.
Think of something else.
Why wouldn't guys? That's what we need to talk about.
What?
So the problem with I think the problem with that is I don't know how many guys it would like, and I don't even care if it's all females.
Why are there certain things that guys will not want to talk about?
I don't care whether it's all females. Like, I really don't care. So
we don't have to
talk about anything.
We can talk about other stuff. We can talk about
No.
Anything's possible.
Oh no. Let me see.
What do you want to talk about, Reggie?
It doesn't matter to me. I guess it's geared toward your audience and what your audience.
Yeah, that's true. You could ask them.
That's a good one.
Because there's a lot of things that's going out there that are out there today in the social media, in the things that if you did have a topic, you could bring it up. Your guest could research it, to a level during the week, and then give their own personal gains on it.
Yeah. Okay. Two things that I don't know about Tunde, but I would never be on a podcast. I will never talk about politics. I won't talk about
religion.
I just won't. I won't talk about vaccines. I won't talk about stuff like that. That's just not something that. Right. It's just not something that I'm interested in creating drama over.
Speaking about vaccines, actually, if I can just bring this up.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah, we are open to many things, like many things. I think there's a couple things I stand on that I won't come on a podcast and talk about.
This is why this is
okay. What about because I feel like the dynamics in relationships have changed. Like there seems to be more of a power of women are taking more roles as the man than the woman, and how we got here and why there's so much submissive men.
Submissive.
Oh.
I think I have an answer to that. Yeah, I'll save it.
Yeah. Save it.
I like how she did that.
Save it. That sounds like a fire episode.
I'm just finding that people are telling me, well, Tanya, you have to approach them. You have to talk to them. I'm like, what? When did that happen? So yeah, let's talk about it.
All right.
We can talk about that. I'm down for that.
Yeah, I'm down for that.
What about you? What about you?
We can talk about that.
We're gonna talk. Oh, see, Reggie like that topic. He like that topic. That's a good one for him. Yes, I want to hear it. I need to get some more men on here, so maybe I can put it on my pages and stuff.
Share everything.
Get some more.
So here's the thing. So Tanya knows one of my clients.
Yes.
And I try to get him on almost every single topic because he has a totally different perspective than everyone else. Totally different. So I'm trying to get him on. Hopefully we get him on anything. Whether it's just he just has a totally different perspective. Right. It's not right, not wrong. It's just different.
Different, okay. Yeah. Well, I think if I can just try to recruit, it's hard though because when we were in the pandemic, even though I try to get off technology, but I was doing Zoom sessions with another male. So he was my co-host. And we would talk about everything: sex, intimacy, red flags. When do you introduce your kid? When do you have sex? When do you have the talk? Like we did all of those, and we could never get the men to come on, right? We never could get. And I thought having a male co-host would get some interest with the males, and it really didn't pan out that way. I may have had 3 in the entire pandemic.
And that's one of the things me and Tunde was talking about earlier. It's hard to get guys to talk. I don't know what the reason is. They can talk all the shit they want, but on camera they don't want to talk. They don't want to.
I wonder why.
I think it's more of a personal thing though.
Pussy.
I think it's a personal thing. They'll talk about sports and they'll talk about music, or movies or entertainment, but they won't talk about their feelings, and I don't know why. But that's something we can actually have a show on. Yeah, but it's sometimes it's too personal for them. Sometimes the feeling again, like I said, I'm telling you about things that are happening in my life. A lot of people have not even accepted some of the stuff that has happened in their life, so they don't want to indulge and kind of open that box again because either it hurts or it upsets them or both. and they don't want to go through that path again. So I can only respect that. That's all. Not everybody's the same as us.
Do we think maybe not doing it live so they don't feel like they're on full display?
It's still going to be seen whether because we're on Twitch, we're on Spotify, we're on Anchor.
Okay, never mind. I was trying to figure out how to get people comfortable, but okay.
I mean, it's because obviously you went through the exact same thing.
Mm-hmm.
You know, for some reason, some men don't want to come on, and I don't understand why. Because we all have a voice, so you just try to.
Exactly.
Maybe show their picture, or like they don't have to show their face.
Yeah, we've said that.
We've talked about that. You don't have to have the camera. We can change the name.
Anonymous. Remain anonymous. Just come on.
Yeah.
Anonymous.
Yeah. You can just be Zoom user.
Yeah.
Exactly. You can be Zoom user. You can be
you can be
Zoom user down there.
You can be Zoom user and you'll never know who their name is. Add that with no camera. Ooh, fire. That's it.
I'll have a name next time.
No, it don't matter. You're good.
Thank you for coming.
I know who you are.
Twin A. It's gonna say Twin A.
Okay.
Twin A.
There you go.
I know who you
I'm the oldest.
I know who
You're
you
Twin B. I'm Twin A.
I know who you are.
All right, man. We've gone.
Oh, and I'll see you next week too. I'll see you next week.
You and me?
Yeah.
We be gone.
Oh, you coming back?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We
You didn't
gone,
see
we gone
JoJo's message?
3 hours.
Don't pay attention.
We've been gone at the for
Maureen,
3
where are
hours.
you?
Huh?
I was asking Maureen where is she located?
She in Baltimore.
Delaware.
Or Delaware.
Oh, you're in Delaware?
Oh, Delaware's in the house.
Sorry,
We
put
got
my
in
stuff.
Delaware.
Because
So
my
all this Delaware,
won't stop barking.
and then what's her name? Dally?
Dolly, yes.
I'm in Tampa.
She's in Tampa.
Tampa.
You-
Okay.
Tampa.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm in Pinellas Park / St. Pete / whatever.
She's always everywhere.
But I'll be doing it from DC come
What, September?
the end of this month. I'm moving home.
There you go.
oh, are you?
Yeah.
Yes, I
Make that
am.
move.
Yeah. I'm
Good for
leaving.
you. You're getting closer.
I'm getting closer. I
Yeah.
went to school in Delaware.
She went to
Me
Del
too.
State.
Where at?
I
She
went
went
to
to Del
Del
State.
The Del
State,
State?
and I went to John Dickinson High School and Dover High School.
Oh wow.
shoot.
Yeah, I'm from those streets.
Yeah.
I'm not from there. I'm from DC.
I know
but I
what
went
you
to school there.
And Tammy, Mo knows Tyler.
Really?
Yeah.
Get out of here. How do you know?
You don't recognize me, but because I was vice president of football
Damn.
for MOT. So we've known him forever. My daughter is really good friends with him.
Oh, shit. Yeah. He played for MOT till he was what? 10, 12?
Nice.
MOT day? Oh, he was on there since he was like
Yeah, I can't remember.
6 or
I think
7.
he was 12 when he stopped playing.
Oh, when he stopped. Yeah. He
Yeah.
was in 7th grade. Yep.
Yep. Wow. Now
Yep.
he's heading off to college next Friday.
Crazy.
I know. My baby's growing up.
All right, break that shit up. So,
Oh, girl, kick him out. I could grow him.
so Dolly, we keep going back and forth, but like, what's something that you'd be interested in?
I'm talking about
Yes, ma'am.
definitely finances. I was maybe approaching to like how to approach guys and how to approach girls, and who should be approaching who. Like
That's
for
smart.
me, that's the hardest part at the beginning. But finances, maybe working out, and how to keep that going. Exercise.
Like that. I like
Fitness.
that.
We can always talk about fitness
Yeah.
all day, every day.
All day. every
Oh,
day.
no, that's not. I don't want to do no fitness. I've already gained enough weight from COVID.
It's okay. You need a proper coach.
I was fat before COVID. It don't matter.
Well, I mean,
Before-
I'm
Stop.
130
Before,
pounds.
Stop.
during, and after.
we gon' get you happy and healthy.
Yes.
I'm happy.
I'm not that big. I mean,
Well,
I
that's
used to be 120. Now I'm like, I'm 132.
Again,
Girl,
I don't.
I know exactly, right?
I'm not saying you're
Well,
not
I'm
happy.
only
and I'm not saying
5'1".
all you gotta do is tone. You're good. You're good.
I'm 5'1".
Tone, girl.
she's a tank then, eh?
No.
I know my body though. That's the difference. I know my body. I'm not the same way I was before COVID. I know my body.
So here's the question: do you want to change it?
Say that again.
I said, do you want to change it?
Yeah, I want to change it.
That's all. If the want to change is there, then we can definitely help you out with that. That's
but
all.
I have to squeeze in the workout. I used to work out,
You
but
can work out at home.
And
You
then
can work out at home.
work.
Jules, come on now. Help the sister
Jules,
out.
let me ask you a question. Do you have any background in nutrition?
Yes.
You me?
Jules doesn't.
Yes, I do, but I am not a certified nutrition.
But still, you can still advise.
Correct.
Yes.
Yeah. I can still advise.
Yes.
I have a ton of recipes.
Yes.
We
collab on a regular basis.
Because I would love to understand how our bodies react to certain foods, and you see those videos and stuff all the time.
All that junk media.
Don't eat this. Go here. Don't do this. Yeah. So I really want to get that.
So I can literally give you my opinion on everything, and it's all going to come down to your genetics.
Yeah.
Okay, can I ask this question?
Yeah.
Now you know me, I can't eat chicken. Before y'all freak out, I have colitis. Colitis irritates my stomach. Chicken and turkey.
Okay.
Irritates my stomach. So I can't eat it. So what can I in place? Because everything in diet has chicken. Well, I can't eat chicken.
You can substitute anything with.
Well, first of all, you don't diet. First.
Well, I'm not saying diet. I don't diet. You know that.
Yeah.
I don't diet. I just watch the portions. I know it's portions.
Fish, beef.
Yeah, you can have pork, you can have beef, you can have fish, you can have tofu. And hey, you know what? You don't even have to have meat at all. That's the thing.
Correct.
Oh no, I like me cut
No.
Can't cut my meat out.
No, not to say cut it. I'm saying if you're struggling on certain things to put, you can definitely substitute with beans or whatever. Like there's all the things. Like everybody is eating food now these days for taste, not for health. So that's why we are in the state we are in right now with the lake. So
I went to the meal and I had a Gouda cheese topped with collard greens and Salisbury steak with a whole lot of gravy on top. It was the best.
Ain't that a bitch?
I just literally had this conversation with the people that's here in this beach house. Is that the people that have COVID that say that that they lost taste and smell, and so they're deciding just not to eat, and only way that you're going to get better is to continue to eat. And they're like, well, I can't taste the food that I like to eat. Well, then eat something that you're not used to. Then eat a whole bunch of vegetables. If you don't like them, you're not tasting them anyway.
Right.
That's
so
true.
it don't matter.
That's
true. Actually a good thing.
So
that is true.
Yeah.
Yeah, I literally had that conversation today. So
well, I can taste the smell. That's probably my problem.
Yeah.
Same here, because I like to eat.
I like to
eat.
Right, so
I can throw down some.
Okay,
listen, I can throw down
here's a
some
challenge.
food.
Okay, Jules, we have a challenge now. We have
for
a
me,
challenge.
I don't eat for taste. So go ahead.
But we
Go
have
ahead.
a challenge. We have people here. We have people here that want to change, but
Correct.
it seems that they are afraid to take that leap. So
I'm not afraid. It's just I have a problem. I like to eat.
Okay, well, we're going to change that, Jules.
Well, that's why.
Jules, I give you the chance to pick one of two ladies in a transformation challenge.
Ooh.
And they can't have the last name Harvey. Just saying. Yeah? How about that? Yeah?
But there's 3 ladies that don't have my last name.
Well, the thing is, these are the 2 people that are saying that they want to change and they're
I was
asking
gonna
about
say,
things.
ain't nobody
Unless
else-
Maureen and Dally wants to jump in on this.
Oh no, I'm definitely in. I want to
See,
change
all right.
a lot.
So here you go. You get to pick 2 ladies to train both nutrition and fitness for 3 months.
Damn.
Pick 2.
Listen, I got to turn up for my birthday. You talking about
No. See, that's all about discipline. See? Discipline. That's the first thing you gotta know about this.
Listen, I'm only keeping it real. Okay? I don't see and lie about I'm gonna be good. I'm not.
But I'll talk to you about that, Tanya, in a second. Go ahead, Dolly.
Well, I want to know why I'm working out and I'm getting toned in my arms and legs, and nothing's happening in the middle. It's.
Don't worry.
I want to know what I'm missing.
Okay, Jules,
Your
pick two.
Food.
No, see, don't.
Food.
You're giving all this information.
Oh, I'm sorry.
You
I'm
gotta
sorry.
pick two people. If
I'm
you want to
sorry.
pick Dahlia, pick her. Then you can tell her all that information. So
I'm
I want
sorry.
to know who I want to work with, because Maureen, I don't even know if you want to get into all this.
No, I do, but I'm getting cervical spine surgery again. I just had it, but I'm getting it redone.
Oh.
In like 2 weeks.
Ooh.
So I
So you
do
really can't work out.
jack.
Yeah.
Okay, it's all about diet. That's no problem. Again, two people, Jules,
Oh,
3 months.
Diet.
What's that?
Sorry, I'm all about the lifestyle change.
I like that. I like that lifestyle change. Okay, well,
I mean, I will accept my two ladies that are closest to me, which is Dolly and Tanya.
For
okay.
now, I'm out of here.
Mm-hmm.
Yo, calm down.
So you take
28.
okay. All right.
I'm going on the 26th.
All right. But hey, no, that's no problem. We're
Well,
on
it doesn't
Zoom.
matter. I can eat.
We can
I can eat. No, I don't do Zoom. I can email,
He
text,
doesn't do Zoom.
video. I can do everything.
Okay, so
Okay,
you
that's
pick those two. I will pick the other two ladies. We will definitely converse about all the things you want done. And again, 3 months. You must follow both trainers.
Okay.
You must be honest in everything you do. And if you're going to turn up, turn up. But know
I'm
that
not gonna turn up. I'm old. You know I ain't turning up.
No. But here's
Wait,
my.
when you say turn up, what do you mean turn
well,
up?
when I'm saying,
drinking and
if she's
eating
going,
and
if she's gonna have a
going
date,
That's what I just want to clarify.
yeah, you're allowed
but
to.
I'm not going in.
Yeah, she's not going all in, but again, just know.
But here's one thing I'm gonna tell you. If you turn up on a weekend, come Monday, just get back to basics.
Oh, yeah, that's what I always do.
I don't ever tell anyone not to do anything.
Right.
I just
It's not
tell you.
realistic. Yeah, it's not realistic. Maureen said
Right.
it. You have to have life. You have to do
Yeah.
lifestyle things. You
Right.
can't do
Right.
drastic. I'm on a diet and then
No,
gain
that's,
it all back.
that's how
'cause
you
I did
lose.
that.
That's how you lose the battle, because you're strictly.
Yeah.
You're
I mean, here I am. I'm on vacation. I'm drinking Trulies, and I don't really drink.
I don't even know what a truly is. I have water in here. See that? Water.
it's
Sky champagne, baby. Sky
It's
champagne.
it's a seltzer and it's low calorie. But outside of that, all I drink is water. So
Okay, so there you have it. 3 months. All right, 3 months.
Well, I'm gonna look good for my birthday.
There you
When's
go.
your birthday?
There you go.
September.
Oh, okay.
September.
3
17.
months. We're going to start with whatever particulars we want to start with in terms of weight, inches, and all that stuff. They don't have to be, broadcast on social media, but we're going to track all of that. And then from there, after 3 months, you will now have to kind of tell our audience how you felt in this whole process, the good, the bad, and the ugly, and kind of just give us a whole rundown how we work with you guys. Deal?
I like.
Okay.
Meanwhile, Reggie's over there is like, man, I look
So I can be-
fine.
I
I
can
don't
be
need no
fine
help.
and fit.
Reggie be like, I don't need no help.
hey, but here's the thing. So Reggie knows.
What he needs to
He
do.
knows just as much about working out and diet, nutrition, and he's already on his journey. So he's already started losing from like the last year or two. So
There you go. All right. So there's
Aw,
there's
you
a
good boy.
great start to something big. See, this is just through conversation. So
But
again,
next week, we talk about the other stuff though. Next week, we talking about the men and the.
with that the next week's
The
show is
approach.
going to be the whole approach between the
Yes.
two.
Okay.
Okay,
We gotta call it something so I can start like blasting it.
Yeah.
Oh well. Again, the Facebook group is there, so throw out some ideas, and we'll try to
Okay.
find out what we can name it. Because again, this is just finishing off after
Yeah.
3 hours. So
I know we gotta go.
I know what
I
happened
need,
to that hour.
I need to eat. So
Oh,
Reggie's like, I need to go. But hey,
Yeah, I haven't eaten either.
like always, I want to thank everybody that was on the show. Some coming later. That's great. I'm glad you have the energy and enthusiasm. Stick with us for this. It's amazing how we just keep on learning, keep on growing and growing and growing and growing. So again, everyone have a blessed rest of your weekend. We're gonna come back again next week and kind of finish off this third part of this whole relationship series. And I mean, again. again, Jules, you've brought them out again as usual, folks.
Yeah.
I need to go get some food in me. You guys enjoy the rest of your night, and we'll talk again soon. Again, the Facebook group is there, so again, hit us up with some ideas, and we'll talk to you guys soon. All right? You guys have a good night.
All right, take care. Bye.
See y'all later.
Bye.
Bye.
All right, take care.